Huh. Rest in peace.
Ew.
Our grandmas had plastic on the sofa because they were the real squirters. Whoa! Huh. Huh. Rest in peace.
Ew.
It's working. Hey, with a remote to cut the TV down.
Our grandmas had plastic on the sofa.
You want to close the door real quick? First off, real quick, I do want to sit here and say, shout outs to Ice Spice. I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably became a bigger Ice Spice fan over the weekend after that McDonald's situation, just for a few reasons. One, because I'm sure realistically, most people probably thought she was just like a pretty girl and really wasn't on nothing. And I mean, and some people you can make the argument that she really wasn't prepared and she was kind of green to the situation because the girl leaning over to her over extra like aggressive with her hands and seeming like if you've been outside, even if let's just say if you've never been outside before, if you have watched enough videos on social media on the kind of see how people size other people up when they get ready to pop off on you, she should have kind of read the girl body language a little bit because the girl was kind of like over leaning in with the super aggressive and I get it, she Ice Spice and we live in a day and age realistically where she couldn't have really popped off on the girl first for just trying to lean over because I mean let's be clear, if Ice Spice would have hit her first, she would have absolutely sued Ice Spice. You could tell just off the strength that the girl hurry up and ran to the internet to sit here and tell her story to kind of try to get some clout off of it. But I respect the fact that Ice Spice was still willing to get down and bump. And I respect the fact that Ice Spice is, I mean, I ain't about to sit here and make it like she's some superstar, but she is popular enough and a big enough star that she shouldn't be in McDonald's the way she was just in McDonald's, just BSing around with just her and a homegirl that's not super thorough. And this is kind of where, like, Ice Spice, you from the Bronx, you should have kind of took the playbook from Cardi B, where you should have kind of paid attention to like how Cardi B kind of move around. Because shout outs to Cardi B and Star Brim. People, if you don't know who Star Brim is, Google Cardi. Just go on Google and put in Cardi B and Star Brim, or go on YouTube, go listen to a Star Brim. She used to have a podcast on Charlamagne and them first network. What was the name of their Jones? Loudspeaker. She was signed to Loudspeaker. She got maybe like 10 episodes, I believe. I want to say Mouse Jones was her co-host for like a hot second. She maybe got more than 10 episodes. I'm just sitting here saying Google Star Brim. I promise you, if that was literally at the same level, if that was Cardi B and Star Brim, that whole little situation would have went completely different. Because not sitting here saying like Cardi B got the greatest hands of all time, because I'm sure people have seen videos of her on the internet kind of floating around. But Star Brim would have absolutely, if it was just like, all I'm just saying is that friend this Ice Spice got with her, for Ice Spice to be that comfortable and that like just chilling in McDonald's like that, you got to have a friend that's just absolutely ready to go. And that's the difference sometimes and that's why I bought it. And the reason why I use Cardi B and Star Brim, because you could use a million examples of male rappers who kind of always going to at least move around with one homeboy that's either going to have a Joan on him or he got elite hands. And even shout out to the Migos back in the day. That used to be Offset. Offset was the Migo who was absolutely going to pop it off every single time. Like, he was just going to get it rocking and rolling. He was not going to play no games with you. He wasn't going to do too much talking. There's millions of videos on YouTube of Offset popping off soon as somebody even act like they wanted to play with the Migos. So you kind of just, if you're going to move like that, relax and that chill, like she was real live in McDonald's having a meal. I respect that. Like, I'm literally like, I give Ice Spice so much respect just because there's so many people, just regular working people, they just sitting in McDonald's just having a meal. Like, just ain't going to do it. So for Ice Spice to be Ice Spice and be sitting down in McDonald's, just literally eating her meal, dunking her little nuggets in the joint, I respect that so much, but you just got to move a little bit smarter just for your own safety. Like, if you're just going to be just you and a homegirl, you got to have, even if you really don't like this homegirl a lot, that homegirl you got with you when you were that just butt naked in the restaurant, she got to be able to, I'm going to throw crazy hands. Like, you got to damn near have a friend that's willing to crash out like on some Carissa Shields level. Again, that's why I use the Star Brim and Cardi B, because like I said, just do your Googles on who Star Brim is and how she move around and how she give it up. I promise you, nobody would say, if you are dumb enough to run up on Cardi B and it was just Cardi B and Star Brim, trust and believe you're gonna learn the hard way why you should have never ran up on Cardi B and Star Brim sitting right there beside her at that McDonald's, because you would have never got to lean over like that and do all that extra talking. She would have laid that girl right out in front of that goddamn table. So again, but like I said, shout out to Ice Spice. I respect her just being out in public like that by herself, solo dolo, and just in McDonald's, just absolutely enjoying a McDonald's meal like a kid. I respect that, dog. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Wasn't looking for her. And the fact that she went outside and still got it on again, even though that she don't got the greatest of hands. I respect it. Like, though, you Ice Spice. You didn't turn down the fade, and you was in McDonald's just chilling, and not trying to do too much. And I'm sure, which realistically, you probably saving money. Don't want to pay for security. Don't need a bunch of managers and a bunch of other people around you. But I just still would recommend, if you're gonna be out in public like that with just a friend, your a friend gotta have hands. Your a friend can't be more scarier than you, because you was ready to get it on and your homegirl was just super scary. So it's kind of like, come on, though. You can't have, like, you already the pretty friend. You can't have the scary friend with you thinking that she was moving like she was the goddamn rapper. Like, bro, you supposed to crash out for your friend. Like, that looked absolutely nuts. But again, like I said, shout out to Ice Spice. Real quick, before we get into too many topics, and I even played a little girl clip of her talking, but I just know, because we started on YouTube, I know that you got to kind of give it a couple of minutes before you cuss. Do you think, Marcus, do you think realistically at this point in time, people are either scared to say that Wale's last album was a classic? Because I'm sure anybody who listened to any hip-hop podcast, whatever, it don't matter if it's Rory and Maul, Joe Budden, The Breakfast Club, Ebro, anybody, whoever you listen to, everybody, when they bring up conversations of albums that came out in the last couple of years, everybody goes back to the Wale album. So I'm kind of wondering, are people just scared because it's Wale that people scared to just hurry up and throw around the word classic? Because everybody can't sit here and agree that, oh, Wale put out one of the best albums, if not the best album last year, and not sit here and be willing to sit here and say and have the conversation that it's a classic. Even if you're not saying it's like a universal classic, I do feel like it's a classic album for Wale.
Yeah, I mean, you just said it right there for Wale. I don't know if it will be generated as a classic album, just period. It might just be a classic album for Wale. I think that's more so because it's kind of hard to say, oh, that's a classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's where a lot of people what really makes it a classic. And I think that's the conversation that you get in a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Because like when you think about it, like everybody's classic is different. So I mean, yeah, people might not be just calling it a classic. Like I said, he don't really have no radio hits on it. Like he have hit, you know what I'm saying? He has good songs on it, but radio hit wise, it's not like you got the Leon Thomas, and that's. Other than that, what you really hear on the radio like that?
So do you feel like, did you need, because I'm sure people are willing to say that.
I mean, because like I said, the one thing that we always, the 50 Cent, like how many songs was actually on the radio at that time to Get Rich or Die Trying? It was a bunch of them on the radio.
But if you go back to, but let's go back to, if you go back to Doggy Style, I mean, and of course that's a long time, so I'm sure most and all of us was probably realistic in elementary school, so it's a lot harder to remember. But if you try to remember, I don't necessarily know if Snoop had a bunch of songs on screw the radio, because I'm sure we was all young and we was in school, so we didn't get to listen to the radio as much. But if we just kind of just going off of what videos he had on the box at that time, I think all he had was Gin and Juice off that album.
Yeah, but at that time, but like I said, and you listen back to it, what really made it a classic though? If you go back and listen,
that album is a classic.
No, I like I said, I don't know, I don't remember no other songs off of this. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like I said, the only one I could like Get Rich or Die Trying. That right now, that's like when you say a classic, that's the only one that I can like, you know, where it's like, all right, it's no skips on it. Like I said, I don't listen to Doggy Style like that. So that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess even if you go into, I think it just depends on the artist. I'm trying to think, even for Jeezy, everybody agreed that Thug Motivation 101 is a classic. I think he only had one song that was on Soul Survivor ended up being on the radio, and then he had I mean, I guess now I feel like every time you cut on the radio, they always still play Doughboy Go Crazy with Jay-Z. But Boom Boom Clap was the biggest single off of it, and then Soul Survivor ended up becoming Soul Survivor. I mean, I still feel like he only had like 2 songs off of it. So I feel like 50 Cent is a little bit different, because I feel like 50 Cent had like maybe like damn near, what he had, like 4 songs or 5 songs off of that. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. And how many joints you heard? Like you said, you heard them, whether on the radio, whether you went to the Go-Go, you heard bands saying it. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it was like to everybody, like, damn, that's a classic. Like I said, that Wale is it's a great project, but I don't know if you would sit here and say it's a classic.
I just be
And
wondering.
do you need that title where say, oh, that's
No, I don't. I'm not saying you need the title. I'm just kind of just wondering because I hear every time I'm listening to people mention like albums from the last couple of years, I heard everybody keep going back saying how they go back and listen to the Wale project. So that's kind of making me like, damn, if people just scared to say it's a classic because it's Wale, or is it just like? I think to me personally, I feel like that's the only reason why people haven't thrown around the word classic because I agree with what you're saying, but I'm sure that some people may argue. I haven't heard people call the Clips album a classic neither. They just said it was a great album. So I mean, maybe you might be right. I don't necessarily.
Because okay, so let me ask you this: like in your top 5, what would you say is your class like actual classics? Would it touch your top 5?
Oh, would this Wale album?
Yeah,
not for me, but not for me. But I still don't. I don't feel like that's not my type of music that I'm really like.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm listening to what I'm saying. Even for that, not to be my go-to like type of music where I would put that in my classic rotation, like a conversation, I still would sit here and say that I've listened to that album a lot, even after talking about it, after the year's over, we in a new year, and I've still went back a couple of different times and found myself listening to this album and then when you get into that pocket where it kind of is like a 4 or 5 song run, and it was kind of just like, all right, I really like this 4 or 5 run he got on his album, like hard. Like what's Wale?
That's what I said. I don't. I mean, I don't.
Like, when he get to that, when he get to that, Watching Us, that's number 9 with Leon Thomas, and then you go number 10, 11, Big Hit, 12, 13, City on Fire, Fly Away. Yeah, so that like that 9 to 14, I can kind of let all that go with like no skips.
Yeah, I'm not like I said. I just think people wouldn't because, like I said, it's not.
I just wonder, is it because of Wale? Because I'm kind of wondering if this was Big Sean or if this was J. Cole or Kendrick or again. I mean, we all said if this was Drake, I'm sure everybody in the mother would say it was a classic. And that's why, yeah, I feel like people just
okay. Do you think Jane and X was a classic for Kendrick? Because you said that's probably the one you listen to the most out of Kendrick.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I know that people wouldn't. Nobody would sit here and say that that's his best album. Because I even though that I like that album personally the most, I know it's not better than Good Kid, Mad City. I know that.
So that's what I'm saying. I think that's probably why. Like I said, I don't think people. It's a great
because Good Kid, Mad City has storytelling in it. It has like the skits made sense with the like the flow of the song and all of that. Like, yeah, I can't. It's too like that. Good Kid, Mad City is almost like the definition of what. Goddamn, Wemby is so crazy, bro. Like he is such a goddamn video game player. Because the Good Kid, Mad City is literally just like the definition of what people when you talking about a classic album. It just made me think about it. I just kind of wondered. I'm like, damn, I hear so many people always talk about Wale album, but nobody
great album. I don't. So you think that's his best album?
It might be. It might just be recency bias. So I kind of don't know because I haven't seen and went back to his actual albums in a minute because when he put out his mixtapes on Apple Music, I've been listening to a lot of his albums. If I go back to some old Wale stuff, I normally go back to like that mixtape.
More About Nothing.
Yeah. Before I go to an album. So again, like I said, that was just something I wanted to throw out there. And real quick, and my last thing on the Wale thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do feel like Wale and Fat Trail kind of robbed the DMV of not putting a mixtape together. And it made me think about that because I was listening to this new Fat Trail Joe. He got a new project out called The City of Gods. And I'm literally just saying, just the very first 2 songs, like for people who, if you ever listened to Fat Trail before, whatever the first time you ever actually liked him, if you go to these very first 2 songs on this project, it will remind you why people like Fat Trail a lot. Like why the hopes was like the skies felt like it was a limit for Fat Trail when he first came out. Like everybody was kind of ripping and raving for him. And I get it. And I'm sure for both of them, the reason why they probably never actually got an opportunity to put a mixtape together is just the ego situation. I say this all the time. Just one of the, I guess the gifts and the curse, not even a gift. It's actually just a curse of the DMV. Everybody wants to be the man. So I'm sure that ego played a heavy role. I don't know who had the bigger ego and the reason why it never got done. But to me, it should have just got done. I'm just listening to it. I'm like, damn. Like I feel like it would have kind of done both of them a lot of justice. Like it may even realistically, it may even play out better for them now. Like if they did one now, because I think it'll kind of be equally helping to both of them. It's always, Wale is of course always be the bigger artist, but I even think for him to just kind of even solidify just some of those just straight, just like rapping, I do feel like he could kind of really get his shit off if he had a project with him and Fat Trail. Like that to me just was something that I was just thinking about when I was listening to that Fat Trail. I'm like, damn, he kind of just like him and Wale kind of should have literally just locked in and done a project. where they could kind of really just like rap, like don't even need no crazy hooks, just kind of really get your raps off. Cause like them first 2 songs on that new Fat Trail project, that was like literally what he was just doing. It just reminded me of like the very first song kind of reminded me of the No Secrets. And then that second song kind of reminded me of that bop when he had on that mixtape called April Fool. So again, like I said, if you are a Fat Trail fan, I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole entire project, but those very first 2 songs on the project, it made me just remember like, damn, this nigga used to be really like that. Like, and he was kind of like one of the reasons why so many people was on him hard, like listening to them 2 songs. Like, I'm like, I kind of understand why people was really on him super hard at that time. But again, like I said, that was just something I just thought about when I was listening to him. Like, damn, him and Wale really should have did a mixtape together. And I think even for Wale, that kind of just would have been a good look industry wise, because like the credit that he don't get, I think he could get that type of credit doing a project with like a street artist. Because sometimes like sometimes you can play your pocket too safe, and your pocket just kind of it come almost with like a closed door a little bit. And I feel like that super, like I can really rap and I'm in like the backpack type of room. I feel like that pocket still just don't never really get the conversation and the credit it deserve. And that can go from just endless rappers who's kind of in that pocket. And he to me is almost like the mainstream version of that. But you can sit here and argue like for Benny the Butcher, Conway, and them, that whole Griselda movement. What's my man name that's from Harlem, and he really into wrestling, him and Wale, super cool. Smoke Dizza. A lot of them, shit, even Dave East, a lot of them kind of like where you could really rap, but people kind of put you into like almost like the lyrical, just like a little bit like under the mainstream, and you kind of never really break through. It's like, I'm telling you, like it'd be so crazy. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, probably one of my biggest like studies that I study so much is like Dave East, because I'm like, bro, if you go look into his comment section, like nigga, you would think this nigga was like Chris Brown or somebody, but he like literally can't never really just get over the hump. Like, and I don't know what it is. And maybe again, because he don't make enough girl songs, and that's really his audience for real. I'd be like, I'm so mind boggled. Like, why don't you just lean into these girls? Like, are you not looking at your own comment section? So that's the kind of like, it's a little bit confusing to me. But again, like I said, shout outs to Wale, shout outs to Fat Trail. That was just something that I was thinking about, just on my way in here. I do want to, I said I was going to play the younger from Ice Spice. Ice Spice. Oh, man. It's Ice Spice stuff. I should have had this. Oh, here we go.
And she comes out and she was like, oh, I think that's Ice Spice over there. And I'm like, oh, for real? So I go up to them and I'm giving her and the other girl she was with compliment. And then immediately Ice Spice was just being rude. She was like, why are you over here? You could leave. Bye. And I'm like, why are you being rude, pretty much? And she was basically saying like, you could just leave. Bye. Like, I don't even know why you're at my table. Then that's when I proceed to ask her, like, you don't got to be rude. I'm just giving you guys a compliment. And I'm like, you know what? Where are you from? She said, I'm from New York. So I said, let me tell you something. I don't care where you're from. I'm like, you in LA, you in my city now. You can't be out here disrespecting people. Like, if you wanted us to leave, you could have just politely said, oh, I'm not in the mood or something, right? Instead of just yelling at me. So she kept going on. Then she calls me a bitch. So after she calls me a bitch, I hit her. So I hit her. And then so I got escorted out to McDonald's. And then, so after they escorted me, I'm like by my car and I hear Ice Spice in the middle of the street talking about where is that bitch at? I want to fight her with you, woo woo. So I come back down the street and then that's when me and her fought again. And then she just kept talking a whole lot of mess. That was just like the brief of the story, honestly. And then as I'm outside the McDonald's as well, she picks up one of my homie's phone. She picks it up and she throws his phone and broke his screen. So it was just like, basically she was being disrespectful and rude. My friend, she comes.
I ain't gonna lie. Again, like I said, I'm still gonna give Ice Spice her credit, but this girl definitely do seem super young when I'm actually just listening to the tone of her voice and how she sound, and just again being in the McDonald's. Like I said, I'll give Ice Spice credit for just holding her own and kind of just being in the McDonald's loafing. Again, like I said, my only advice to Ice Spice is though, next time if you're gonna be outside by yourself like that, especially somewhere in a city you're not even from. Like, and you know how dangerous California is. Like, I feel like as a rapper or any type of entertainer, it's just much crazy things you done seen kind of like happen to people in Cali. I would never be in California just BSing like that. But again, like I said, I mean, maybe I'm not a woman, so that's just one of them things where women kind of just be on their own little their own little thing where they're not even really paying enough attention. What was another big story that was kind of going on real quick? Oh, I do want to go to Boosie. Boosie real quick. Boosie and Vlad. It was so basically Boosie sit here and wanted some more money from Vlad, and Vlad basically wasn't rocking. I do want to sit here and like, and I guess my only thing to Boosie where is kind of like, I mean, he Boosie, so it's hard to sit here and say that he wouldn't be able to start his own podcast if he wanted to and be able to get his audience to listen. But then I'm kind of like thinking like, I don't necessarily know if like diehard Boosie fans really be like really listening to podcasts for real. So that's kind of like where it's like I feel like it's Boosie, so Boosie can kind of do whatever. But then at the same time, I'm kind of like, I think Boosie is taking for granted the type of audience that DJ Vlad has actually been built up for himself over years. Like Vlad almost got like an audience that's kind of almost like stamped. It's not sitting here saying stamped that everybody on his page is going to do numbers, but he already got subscribers and already kind of got a built-in rotation on how he got it broke down. So I do want to play this clip from Vlad, and then I'll play some of Boosie responses as well.
Boosie recently did a live where he revealed parts of this conversation, and in his live, he said that he had asked for $5,000 more, and I said no, which is why he's not going to do the interview. Now, that's not exactly accurate. So, I wasn't going to put any of this out there, but because he started putting out numbers out there and people started going, oh, Vlad being cheap, why is it only 5,000? You could pay him that, not knowing the whole picture. So I'm going to lay out the whole picture for everyone just to explain what exactly is going on. So when I called Boosie, like I said, the fee had always been $25,000. He said, I want $40,000. And I'm like, fam, I can't do $40,000. That's just putting me in the hole in a situation like this. He's like, well, I'll go as low as 35. And I'm like, man, listen, I might be able to do 30 after I run the numbers, but 35 is definitely out of the question. But let me go ahead and run my numbers and actually see what's going on. So I went back and I looked through the last, 5 or 6 interviews, and I looked, and the profit margin on each of these interviews was around $10,000. So I showed him the numbers. I sent him a spreadsheet showing him my back end numbers. And I'm like, bro, the most I could do is 25. You're asking for 35. Your traffic has been dipping over the years. You've gone from about 6 million to about 5.5 to about 5 and some change. So you're looking at about maybe a 10, 15% decrease in views, which means a 10 to 15% decrease in revenue, as you know, but you're asking for a 40% increase in appearance fee, a 40% increase. It doesn't make any business sense, because what'll end up happening is, look, Boosie's already at home, right? He wakes up, he does the interview. There's no cost associated with him, and he was getting paid $25,000. I have to fly because I don't have a studio or a camera crew in Georgia, in Atlanta, so I have to hire a camera crew in Atlanta. I have to fly from LA to Atlanta. I have to get a hotel. I have to have all the costs associated with it. And then afterwards, I have to pay to get the video edited and pay my crew and everything else like that. And as you know, with YouTube, I'm taking all the risk because sometimes videos get demonetized, right? Especially when you talk about someone like a Boosie who has, he swears, he's talking about a lot of edgy stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm taking 100% of the risk. So I'm like, listen, I cannot pay you $35,000 when I'm going to make nothing, or maybe I'm even going to take a loss. Boosie.
So hearing that, and the crazy thing to me is for Boosie is like, for Boosie, for somebody who don't really like run out and he does features, but I mean, he don't buy features. So I feel like you should kind of understand where Vlad is kind of coming from. And maybe it's just like, you don't understand the YouTube metrics, and they kind of, even when Vlad breaking it down, it kind of make everybody gonna kind of look at Boosie like you kind of nuts. And I mean, him and DJ Envy even had like a little slight back and forth, because DJ Envy kind of told him, is like, I think you not respecting the platform that Vlad built up. And again, like I said, I can't sit here and say the Boosie audience wouldn't follow him, but it's a little
Boosie audience though. I don't, like I said, I mean, how can you demand money? Like, what the last Boosie song came out, or like, what do you?
But you ain't had your headphones, or you wasn't listening. But nigga, the numbers on his interview still do numbers. He's still doing 5 million.
Yeah, but doing 5, but that's what I'm saying. But you're not going to sit here and
Yeah,
pay
$5 million on the interview was a lot.
out over the years, not off of instant.
No, this he talking about just per episode. He watched it. He just see and said.
But when was the last Boosie? When was the last Boosie episode?
Probably like 6 months ago.
And that did $5 million.
Yeah, he literally said from the first time he had him on there, it went the first time they ever did it went to 6, and the lowest it ever went down is to $5 million. That's a lot, dog. So I mean, I'm understanding that Boosie probably just eyeballing and thinking that payout is more. But then when Vlad said it, you saying,
how many he'd have done with him? He'd have done a lot, right?
Yeah, he done a couple of them Jones.
Oh.
So like he said, and then he said,
would you pay him that?
What, 40,000? No, hell no.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you saying that's what I'm saying. Why would Boosie what has he done lately, like to make people want to like, oh damn, let me go check this Boosie interview?
I think because people be caring about Boosie's opinion on certain things, so I'm sure.
But he speaks his opinion on his own thing. That's what I'm saying. Why would I go?
But he don't. So and
he
I
don't.
think,
It's not the same.
Hell no, he don't be talking about nothing. One thing I can give Boosie
I thought that's why everybody be following him on Instagram because he be.
Nah, not because he be talking about stuff not talking about stuff that him and Vlad gonna talk about. And I think realistically, I'm sure in his mind, he probably tried to up the price on Vlad because everybody talking about the Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane situation. I already know that's what it was. So I'm sure that Vlad was trying to hurry up and get him in there to talk about it. And then he probably was trying to up the price on Vlad just for that, because he probably know that, oh, this gonna do numbers because everybody gonna want to hear my opinion and my thoughts on it. Because let's be clear, Boosie's been in a label situation before when he used to be signed to, I want to say it was called Trill Entertainment. I want to say that's the I want to say that was the name of the people that him and Webby was signed to. So I'm sure realistically he had a situation with them. I don't necessarily know how he got out or when he got out, or he might didn't get out of his situation until he got all that jail time, and they probably thought he never was going to come home, so they may have let him out. I can't remember because it was that long ago. But again, I can kind of see where Boosie kind of probably just again was just you pocket watching, you looking at the views, you seeing that the numbers is still up there, and realistically, I mean that is if you compare it to. I mean, I don't care. Pick a podcast. It don't matter if it's Joe Budden, Gillian Wallow, is $1 million worth of game. None of them niggas ain't getting no goddamn $5 million on no interview. Not even close to it. And that's why even when Natalie Nunn was going back and forth with Cam Newton, and she was sitting here saying, I guarantee you my interview gonna have the most. I want to say her jump was the closest jump that had, like, her jump with Cam Newton had like 2 million views on it. So you sitting here saying, if you think about how viral that went, so for that pocket, for Boosie and Vlad to kind of already have their little situation where you sitting here getting 5 million views on a jump, again, like I said, shout outs to Vlad and Boosie. I think Boosie just kind of overthinking it. I think he trying to, you being too greedy because you don't got to leave your house. If he giving you 25 bands and you ain't got to leave your house, you're literally pocket watching. You're not paying for the edit and you're not paying for none of the other stuff. And I think a lot of times people don't realize that stuff ain't cheap. Even just the way Vlad saying, like, I live in LA, I got to fly all the way to Atlanta to shoot this. I got to put myself in a hotel. I'm not staying at your joint. Like, this is literally costing you nothing. All you got to do, we doing the interview in your house. All you got to do is just wake up. And you're getting 25 racks like that, to me, is crazy. Like, I don't even understand how Boosie even is sitting here wanting anything else. Like, that to me is kind of, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I ain't mad at Vlad for putting his foot down, because it's like, and then I'm sure if I'm Vlad, I'm kind of blown that he just putting them numbers out there now, because now niggas gonna be kind of trying to look for certain other things. But I mean, realistically, the only other person that's gonna probably even ask.
You sure those the right numbers? Because I'm looking at it.
I'm telling you what he just said. I just
no, he probably looking. But I'm looking at the videos on YouTube. It don't say no 5 million. It say 1.5. That was 3 years ago.
But then we got to think about it. He be breaking them. You looking at the full episode. He got
a full episode.
But Marcus, he got listen to what I'm saying. One, he breaks them down to 1 million different clips. And then two, he has a membership, John, where he charged people to watch it. Not that it's not gonna come up on his YouTube, John.
It's not, okay. That's what I'm saying. When you said the 5, that's what I'm like, 5 million views.
I mean, Vlad ain't what he gonna lie about. That's his. He said
no. I'm saying I get what you, but what I'm saying is because like even like looking at the what's name joint, the Breakfast Club, it did 1 million. So that's why I'm just saying, like, I don't think nobody was running, like, because like the Cat Williams.
The Cat Williams. I get what you're saying though, but that's once in a blue moon. Think about it, for how many people listen to Joe Budden and how he don't got nothing in a million, nothing. He has not had an interview hit the million since probably Kevin Samuels. So I hear what you're saying. That you I don't know why you don't think 1 million views is a lot for some.
No, I think of views, but I'm saying I would not click. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be like, oh damn, Boosie did an interview.
Because you're not a Boosie fan, but he has a fan base. That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think he had a fan base like that with like 5 million people going to Boosie. That's what I'm saying. Like, what has he done lately? Like, I get it for like if it was a Gucci Mane interview. All right, we want to hear what Gucci got to say. Like I said, Boosie ain't done nothing lately for me to rush to go hear an interview from him.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, people the way you saying it, Boosie still get booked for shows every week. He still booked for at least Friday through Sunday. Some weeks probably on a good week, Thursday through Sunday. So I can't, like I'm saying, we're not from the South. You're not from the Chitlin circuit. So again, he stayed booked. People still book Boosie for shows. So of course people gonna watch a Boosie interview. And that's, again, like I said, I can't sit here. I'm not mad at Boosie for probably thinking he deserved more, but at the same time, I think he just not putting enough respect on the platform that Vlad already built for himself. And I think sometimes people got to understand that platform is going to already kind of generate numbers. Of course, Boosie will bring more numbers because it's a Boosie and people like the Boosie and Vlad interviews. But at the same time, I'm just...
What is Vlad like biggest interview? Like, what would you think was his...
Vlad?
Yeah.
Shit, probably at one point in time, probably them Keefe D interviews. I'm sure them Keefe D Jones, and I'm sure them Keefe D Jones probably went even more crazy after he got locked up. I don't necessarily know. I'm not like a super, like, to me, I watch a Vlad like a regular when he just interviewing like some street dude I never heard of before, like some like mafia dude. Like, I think I want to say like those to me may be some of my favorite Vlad interviews that I've watched before. Like when he was just interviewing like regular street dudes who just came home from, like, I'm not really into like running to like listen to like the rapper Jones like that. Like maybe some of them. I probably never even listened to a Vlad and Boosie Jones, to be honest. So, but I've listened to Vlad interview like them little mob boss or some of the like big time street
that's
dudes
why
when they first came home.
Like that's why I just said that just sounds crazy. Like you asking for upping your price, but you ain't really done nothing for me to sit here and pay you that.
I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know. I don't even know how they even got to the 25,000 number. So I can't even sit here and say what it is. But again, like you said, if you just looked at the numbers, you basically saying he damn near at least at bare minimum can get you 1 million views. Like, shit, that's a lot. Again, that's a lot. Like I said, just go look at niggas who sit here and do interviews. Like that's all they do is guest-based interviews. And a lot of them don't hit 1 million views. So again, like I said, the only jump that I kind of almost hit 1 million views, and it don't matter, is it depends. It may how quick they may hit it is Club Shay Shay and the Pivot. And I think that's just because the Pivot just do amazing interviews. Like it ain't too many interviews I've ever seen of the Pivot and be like, damn, this was a bad interview. Like I don't even think I've ever watched a Pivot interview and felt like it was a bad jump. And that's why I kind of even like when they recently just did a jump with Jeezy, I'm sure that jump now maybe at like 2 million or something. Because I know when I watched it, it was at like 1.2 million. But it was a great interview. And I didn't watch the million Jeezy interviews, but it was just different because, again, they didn't have their own different experiences with Jeezy personally. Like Fred Taylor was like the first Jeezy show in Florida. He was the one who paid for it. And Jeezy didn't even know it was Fred Taylor. He remembered the show, but he didn't know that Fred Taylor put up the money. But that made sense because at that time, Fred Taylor was a big deal in Jacksonville. And of course, Jeezy is Jeezy. So you talking about that's the South. So again, like I said, it's hard to sit here and say because the world is a huge place. So, and everybody got their own fan bases for certain things. So I'm sure them 6ix9ine, neither one of us will run and go watch a 6ix9ine interview, but I guarantee you if you go look at 6ix9ine and Vlad interviews, I'm sure them jokes is probably in the millions as well. So again, I think it's just different. It's so many people in the world and everybody got just different audiences for different things. Shit, I want to sit here and say I seen a clip with and I didn't even know that interview did this much. I want to sit here and say they was like the Donald Trump and Joe Rogan did some like crazy, ridiculous numbers on YouTube. And Donald Trump, I literally just seen a clip of him and Joe Rogan was behind him in the White House. And he was talking about, I think he said something like, he probably gassed the numbers up because I want to say he said like 300 million. And I'm sure it ain't go that much. If it did 300 million, then that would have beat the Shannon Sharpe and it would have beat the Shannon Sharpe and Cat Williams, John. But again, like I said, I'm not mad at Boosie. I just think Boosie just kind of, he might have had just a little bit too much dip on his chip. Let me see if I got this
DJ Envy. I haven't seen the video. I can't find it, but they saying that you saying I'm asking for too much money because I don't have the numbers on the platforms. Well, if I'm getting 25K from Vlad and I'm on that motherfucker how many times a year? And now I asked for 35. I haven't been on there for seven months. How am I asking for too much money? And on a year basis, I feel I saved him money. That's how I feel, and I told Vlad that. But for you to say that I'm asking for too much money, you're not looking at the yearly rate to what this yearly rate would be. And it don't matter if somebody richer than me. It don't matter if somebody got more numbers on their platform. Plenty of people have been on Vlad. A lot of times they still won't do the numbers Boosie do. Numbers and everything don't make you motherfucker. I'm Boosie, nigga. I'm different. you know. But just think about that, 25, 6, 7, 8 times a year. And it's been 7 months and I haven't done an interview and I asked for 35. That's why we feel we couldn't come to agreement. And also, why you think a lot of motherfuckers watch Vlad TV? Let's be honest, bro. Like, let's be fucking honest. Who turned you up on Vlad TV, my nigga? Who shit you watch over and over again? Like, you know, like our connection, like, bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Bring Vlad TV name up. When you talk about Vlad interviewing somebody, you bring Boosie name up. So Envy, I feel you wrong on that. I feel you wrong. You can call me the Breakfast Club and we can have it out.
And again, like I said, that to me is just even when you're listening to Boosie, it just sounds like realistically he just kind of over analyzing himself. And I'm not saying he's wrong, but I think he's just not giving the Vlad platform as a whole enough credit. Now, he could be right. He may have the most popular views on there. People may run to Vlad, and I think Vlad understands his audience and understand how to even break videos down. Even again, when I'm saying the way he clip it up.
Shay Shay, this nigga doing that shit is ridiculous.
What the numbers?
All his joints have done a minute.
That's why I told. That's what I said.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't know. Like I said,
but that's my point. But that's why I'm not mad. That's why you can't be mad at Boosie because Shannon Sharpe shit is different. Where if you listen to what Boosie's saying, that's what I'm saying he's kind of right because he's basically saying you wouldn't normally go watch a Vlad interview, period. So the only jump that people talk about outside of the normal Vlad Boosie do. So that's why he's looking for more money. So I get where he's coming from. But again, so like you're right. So but imagine if Boosie went on Shannon Sharpe, that shit because Shannon Sharpe people already gonna watch Shannon Sharpe shit is completely different. It's a different ball game.
But that's why to me it's just like, how can you sit here and be like, well, damn, I want to up my price? But I get it. If you went to another interview, you did another interview and you did numbers, then like, cool, I ain't got no choice. But you ain't did no other interviews that pop like that.
But come short. But let's be real. If you was Vlad, if you're Vlad and you paying him 25 bands, you ain't. I'm sure it's something in his junk saying you can't go be doing a bunch of other podcasts because it's going to water down. And Boosie don't do a bunch of interviews. I literally only want to sit here and say if you put in Boosie name, majority of the time it's only gonna come up as the Breakfast Club, Vlad, and maybe the dude I'm gonna play in a minute who just sat down with Fat Boy SE did the jump with and he was saying something about Drew.
Jason Lee put one up. What's the joint with he did one with Jason Lee,
and I think he did that a minute ago.
No, it's at 52K right now. The Jason Lee joint, it's on BET.
Oh, so that's new. So that's new because Jason Lee just started putting the Jones on BET. So the
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, he don't do a bunch of interviews. So I'm sure if I'm Vlad and I'm paying you 25 bands, I'm sure it's a clause in Boosie Jones sitting here saying, hey, you can't go do a bunch of interviews neither.
Really?
Hell, if I give you 25 bands,
he's an artist. I mean, how much?
But so yeah, you contradicting yourself because you just see him what has Boosie done. So why?
No, I'm saying, but why would you sign that deal if you're an artist and you promoting yourself? Why would you sign that deal for 20? I'm pretty sure you get more than that for whatever ordeals you did. That's what I'm saying. Why would you sign a deal with saying I can't do no interviews? Especially
if I say and say you can't do nobody else but besides me and the Breakfast Club, I mean, okay, how many jumps do you really need to go do? I'm giving you 25 bands and this shit is hitting $1 million. You go do the Breakfast Club and go hit a different $1 million. Why? Who else you going to sit down with? Or who else do you really need to sit down with? And then again, going back to what you said originally, how much shit do he got to talk about? He ain't doing nothing. Niggas ain't dropping music that's going platinum.
Angela Lee and them, that was 318,000.
And that was on what, lip service?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that and that's what I'm saying, and that's completely different. And they talk about
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I would not be hell no, I would not sign no contract where I can't do no other interviews. That's what I'm saying. Especially if you're getting paid to do the interviews or whatever the case may be.
But I'm sure he don't get paid.
So maybe he can do the big name interviews.
Yeah, people that you already been doing before you done Vlad. Yeah, of course. No, I'm not.
He couldn't come here.
You can't come here. You can't go do no jumper. You can't go do academic shit. You can't do like all them other niggas who in Vlad's playing group. But Angela Yee and the Breakfast Club, that's different. That's iHeart, and they've been around before that. He already got relationships with all of them, but he ain't about to go sit down and do big bank and all of them other niggas. Hell no, you can't do all that. Because then what's the purpose of me paying you? Because now you watering down. It's just like going to do a bunch of features. You will water down your features unless you Wayne or you fucking Drake. Like you, come on, you can't go do a bunch of features. Hell no. Nah. Especially if I'm paying you, and I know that everybody else in their mother ain't trying to pay you. So again, like I said, I mean, I see both. I understand both sides, but at the same time, I do think Boosie kind of just being a little bit.
Could he do Funny Marco joint?
Could Boosie?
Yeah, could he do that? Is that the same ring?
Nah, that's different. I feel like that shit is almost like doing a that's almost like doing a comedy joint. That's different. Yeah, that's different. That's different. Real quick, hey, can I do you that Pittsburgh Steelers helmet you got? Is that considered a mini?
Mm-mm.
Where you get that one from?
What, that?
Yeah.
That was a Halloween costume.
Oh, okay. But so it is and for people who don't know why I just asked that random question. So of course the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington Redskins both put out they both put out new
The
helmets.
minis is like they're becoming in those things.
Oh, like one this small? Oh, I'd have been pissed off if I'd have bought one of them.
Yeah.
So they don't sell them in a different size? Because I kept trying to look for them. I didn't see, like, even when I didn't even put in the newer ones. I looked, I'm like, they don't sell them in, like, I felt like the only bigger size.
Like the helmets?
Yeah.
The actual helmets?
I felt like the only ones that I seen them sign was the only other ones I seen them sell was the ones that were autographed. I'm not paying no $700 for no. I don't even want nobody autographed. I just wanted the helmets. Them shits look. Both of them look tight. Let's be clear though. The Redskin Jones look 100 times better though. Like that Redskin Jones, that all black Jones with the whatever the hell that is, that arrow going through the W. That shit. Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the Ravens Jones too with the red eye with the Ravens jump, but that all black Redskin Jones. That Jones tough as hell. I ain't even hold you like. I only
saw it on.
I seen, but I mean, both of them they then had doing their little putting it on social media, and they both did their the news.
No, but I'm saying what you was talking about. You trying to.
Oh, I just looked on. I clicked on the website when they were showing their jerseys, but both of them only had the mini helmets come up.
And the mini helmet. Yeah, that came with a costume. That was a Halloween costume.
There was also some discourse that we're going to have to... Arrow goes kind of behind one thing and then on top of the other part of the W. Yeah, this guy proves it's physically possible. Guess what? I also proved it's physically possible.
But you know what? I just think this is football. It's not physics.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I'm with you on that one.
It looks good. It's a logo. This is not realism and artists. Like, no, it's a football logo, and it looks good.
I agree.
It looks great.
You all have too much time on your hands.
Yes.
You're sitting there instead of congratulating the Commanders for coming out with an amazing uniform. Instead, does the arrow or spear go this way? Come on, guys, get over it.
So, and for people on it, and I've seen people on the internet having a discourse, basically saying that the Commanders are soft launching, going back into the Redskins, and that's why on their new jerseys they don't have the name Commanders on it. And I ain't mad at them. They basically sit here saying that if they don't like officially go back to the Redskins, they basically still trying to kind of like go lean back into the burgundy and gold color wave and kind of even that's why when they put the arrow through the W, they kind of trying to find a cool way to kind of just like test the waters to see if people will pick up on it or people going to complain or people going to support it. I mean, I seen endless people just happy about it. I seen that line for people out there to go buy the new uniforms was around the stadium the same way in Baltimore for the new Ravens outfits. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm surprised a lot of teams in different all sports, to be honest, don't kind of go like do these like new jersey releases, like at least maybe like
everybody doing.
You feel like every year or like
yeah.
Oh, maybe I ain't never seen. I feel like I ain't seen nobody. Well, maybe them two teams haven't done one in a minute then, because I feel like this is the first time I seen both of them in a minute kind of do a rollout like this for their jerseys.
Everybody, because remember, they wasn't the only ones that did it. The Rams did a.
Yeah, but I guess people. I guess the people who got the most conversation behind it was the Commanders and the Ravens, because I did see the Rams, but I feel like a lot of people feel like you couldn't really just tell the difference too much.
I couldn't tell the difference with the Ravens one until I actually looked at the
collar and stuff.
Yeah, because it still looked like the same
Jones, but it just changed the collar
and the number do the
reflection on the number.
Yeah, you can't, like I said, everybody be doing the what's name did it, but they did this earlier. Atlanta did this, but they going back to the old the Mike Vick I think not the Mike Vick joint, the old Atlanta Jamal Anderson
Atlanta jerseys.
Those I think they doing back to that. Who else? Somebody else did It's been a bunch of teams. Like I said, I think you just got to, if you fall in the teams or whatever.
Or maybe those just because I do. I mean, of
Yeah,
course,
'cause you
because I
ain't-
live here. So, I mean, of course, just them teams promoting their Johnson and also. But again, like I said, I'm looking for. So if anybody know like a website where you can actually get the real size helmet, ain't got to be the real like heavyweight jump, but at least close to it. I'm not buying. No, I can't. I would have been.
You got to go to the team store.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there. Then. I'm gonna go in there because I think the Ravens got one too. I'm gonna go in there and see. Because that shit would have pissed me. I would have been saying if I would have ordered, and I knew not to order it because it was just too cheap. One thing I learned about just spending
How
money
much was it?
online, like the little mini jumps, like $40. I knew that ain't no way. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I knew when I seen the price that low. I was thinking like more realistic to me. If I'm talking about for a helmet that's like I guess a replica helmet or something like that with a decent size, I was thinking at least like $150 to $200, but not more than $200. Anything over $200, I'm cool. I'm not fucking with that. That's ridiculous. Unless you talking about a real goddamn helmet, I'm still not like because every joint I seen, like even on like when I went to the NFL, the actual NFL store, every helmet they had, it was like I guess of size. They was all autograph joints, and them shits was like $700-800. I'm not paying them $700-800 for some shit I ain't even about to wear. I'm just gonna sit somewhere. I do over because we talking about sports real quick.
Yeah, because you talking about these joints.
Don't be my.
That's
Yeah, that's a mini, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like something to sit on the table.
But like, what size though? Is the size of this pop that whatever these what's some joints called? Them pops like that? Right?
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's too small. Like if it was maybe the size of a basketball, that's different.
Nah.
Copped one of the
Sounds
hardest
better.
City Connects to date, and it's this Baltimore Orioles jersey. Let me tell you why. First, big B more across the chest feels like an ode to community off the bat. The Oriole bird perched right on top, exactly where it belongs. This goes crazy. Statement made already, but it goes deeper. Peep the jock tag. This isn't just any detail. That clock, straight from Camden Yards. It's been watching over Orioles baseball for decades. That's history stitched right in. Then you got the orange trim inspired by the brick. Baltimore's DNA, the warehouse, the row homes, the foundation of the city, and the Camden B ties it all together. A nod to Baltimore's baseball roots, going all the way back to the 1890s. It might feel new, but this right here is history reworked. This jersey doesn't just represent the Orioles. It reps every corner of Baltimore. Can't even lie, the City Connect is super tough.
Yeah, the new Baltimore Orioles jersey, the City Connect jersey, that Johnny is fire. I'm just not a fan of ball. I'm not a fan of baseball jerseys just in general. Like I just baseball jerseys, hockey jerseys, maybe like it depends on what hockey team it is, but I just really can't get with the baseball jerseys. I'm not even a fan of wearing jerseys, period. Like if I buy them, I just want to hang them up. I'm not even trying to wear no jersey, but yeah, I'm just cool. I definitely can't do no baseball jersey. Like baseball, and the crazy thing is I do feel like baseball, like if you talking about out of all the sports, I feel like baseball got the best like mascot logo type of situations. Like they do have the best hats, but I just still wouldn't just like the jerseys. I'm cool though. Like that, I feel like it's not even no damn. I've never seen like a cool way to actually wear like a baseball jersey, and that's what.
Shit.
I can't. I feel like I've seen a million people try to pull baseball jerseys off. I've never seen somebody be like, I seen somebody in a baseball jersey and I'm like, damn, that's a fire ass fit. Like I seen niggas try, like it's a different, like hockey jumps. I'd have seen niggas pull off hockey jerseys and I'd be like, oh yeah, that jump looks sweet. But a baseball, like I feel like hockey is kind of like the easiest jumps. And I like with basketball at one point in time, and of course back in the day when throwback jerseys was like a thing, it was a little bit different. But now it's just kind of like, I even seen somebody complaining about, even when we talked about the Fanatics jerseys now, I seen somebody on Twitter and they was complaining about Fanatics jerseys, just saying like they don't like the quality. Like I wouldn't know because I'm not trying to wear them, but I did see somebody on Twitter literally just complaining about
I think it's just the ones you order.
Well, off of Fanatics.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta pay attention to
what you're doing. I mean, and I'm sure, and the crazy thing is, again, like when you buying stuff online, you kind of just almost a living, you learn type of situation. Because most people don't be because you're in such a rush. Sometimes you ain't actually paying attention. You're not reading. Because I know I had to learn that the hard way, even just ordering t-shirts and sweatsuits. Like you gotta sit here. Top used to keep telling me that, man, you better go read the description and see what it's made out of. Do it say 100% cotton? Do it say this and the third? Or do it say polyester? Because you be mad, but the whole time, and then when he start telling me that, and I go back and read some, I'm like, damn, you was right.
Mm-hmm.
I should have read it. If you would have read it, then you kind of already know what you're getting. But again, like I said, most of the time when people buying stuff online, you just kind of like in a rush. And the crazy thing, you shouldn't be in a rush because you ordering it online. You actually already in the house for that to be even for you to kind of eliminate the purpose of rushing. It was one more thing I felt like I wanted to get into real quick before we got I wanted to start off with some of these jumps is funny as hell. Oh my God.
That when women start to be happy in relationships, they want to get married. I'm devoutly against this because I'm devoutly against buying a satin dress that I will never wear again to watch you wed a man that we all hate. So I've decided that whenever my friends get too happy, I will bring up old drama and I will make up. And now with the help of AI, this has really helped my case. I have AI'd photos of my friends' men cheating, as well as being on vacations with me and my family. I will not stop. I will not apologize. OJ did not do it. Oh my God. Notice that when
this is new junk that I found on Instagram the other day, and it's called what is this called? It's called stand up.
women start to be happy in relationships, they want to
stand up death series. So it's basically people like doing. I want to say this is like shot in New York, and it's people doing like basically like doing comedy, but it's like they basically at like an office setting. So they basically just doing like a little, I guess like a little 3-minute set at a basically at a work set, like they in an office space, and everybody in. I don't know if everybody in the room is actually comedians or these just the people that they just use to be at the desk, because it seemed like all the same people be at the desk every time, and they literally just like at a workspace, and somebody will come up and do some of them jokes. Some of them jokes been funny, some of them kind of be corny, and the sad thing is where it's kind of like you can kind of almost damn near judge it off the numbers, because the numbers, like when the numbers be kind of low, you be like, all right, this ain't even gonna be funny. And 9 times out of 10, every time the numbers been low, and it definitely haven't been funny. Ah, man, let's go into. I guess we can kind of, because I said this before about. I said this about social media comedians, and I kind of felt like the bar was kind of just getting a little too high. I can't believe that I did. What's his name? Fatboy. What's it? Fatboy SE. I can't believe he even came out and said this, but he said it. So I'm just gonna play this clip of him sitting here trying to sit here and say that he basically paved the way for niggas like Drewski, and he basically say he the Michael Jackson of doing the social media comedy stuff. I don't even know how. Again, the male ego is kind of crazy. I don't even know how he.
I don't have to do. I'm the reason why it's Drewski's. I'm the reason why it's all these motherfuckers out here, right? Because of me, right? But I do things different. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Drewski does his way. I do it my way. I don't have to do it because he's doing it that. Because some people want to tend to say, "Oh, you stop running so he can walk," or some bullshit, some goofy shit. But it's like. If they came under me, that's like Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. You can't. I'm Michael Jackson of this shit. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not a comedian though. Right, I got other shit going on. I'm a mogul. Not saying he's not or other people's not that's doing this. I do it my way. I do it my way, and I still make money. I don't give a if he making more than me. I don't give a. He's doing other. He's doing way different shit. At the end of the day, I'm the pioneer for this shit. I'm the king of content. They know what's going on. It's just that I do shit different. I'm a CEO. I don't want to do what he does. I'm not putting on no dress. I'm not acting like no girl. I'm not doing what he does. I do it my way. And if people can't accept that.
If there wasn't you, there wouldn't be a DC Young Fly. There wouldn't be, like you said, the Drewskis. Even the niggas that came with the boat gangs, the this to that. You was part of all of that, bro.
Come on, bro. I was preaching back then to be yourself. That's what niggas is doing now. All of them niggas that's doing their thing right now, great thing they doing. I love them and shit, and I show them respect. They was all in my DM. If it wasn't for no Fatboy SSC, them niggas wouldn't be being themselves. They know that shit. And they know it, and they know it, and they fucking know it. So I don't want to hear shit. So when this interview come out and they say different, we can have a debate on it. We can ask niggas.
Skirt above that.
At the end of the day, I'm the king.
That's hard to say.
Because it's not even hard.
You can't say you the Michael Jackson and you still not doing nothing.
Yeah, you can't say you the Michael Jackson and you didn't set the bar where the bar couldn't be bypassed.
Yeah.
Like you gotta think about when people compare Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. The bar is still ridiculous for Chris Brown.
Like you could say Cassinet, the streaming, of streaming right now. You could say Cassinet.
I can't even say Kai. I can't even know if you can say Kai. I feel like Kai is just more known to people our age, but realistically, shit, nigga, IShowSpeedy was just on fucking WrestleMania.
No. But that's what I'm saying. But with him, I'm saying if he came out and said something like that, well, I set this for everybody to start doing the streaming and all this.
For sure, nobody would argue with that.
I can give you that. What's name? But like I said, you saying, "Oh, I was the first one," but I'm like, but nobody even remember skit from you or whatever you did.
Not one at all.
Only thing people remember you for is the shit you and your baby mama wife
recently.
Yeah, that's that. Other than that, nobody remember nothing like that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I don't even think you more important than the little fat boy meme.
Who Terrio?
Not even what that Terrio too, or no, I'm talking about the one that when he was in the Popeyes.
Yeah, I don't. The crazy thing to me, even with him saying that, even with and he didn't say that one of the dudes tried to put gasoline on the situation, but sitting here saying that he paved the way for DC Young Fly, I feel like they all kind of came in the same at the same time.
Yeah,
so it's like,
DC, and that's what I said. DC Young Fly kept
going exactly. So it's a difference.
You can't say that and you stop and you're not even irrelevant. Like that's crazy for you to sit here and say.
Like for you to compare yourself
like you
to
trying
Michael
to catch a Cat Williams moment, and it's not even.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be that because those people, because realistically, they so far ahead of you and so far away from you, they're not gonna respond to this. I'm sure they're gonna see it, but if I'm Drewski, I'm not gonna waste my time to respond to this.
Shit, I don't even like with Shiggy. I don't even think you surpassed him. And he was just dancing and shit.
Yeah, and at least Shiggy's still trying. Like, I do be feeling bad for Shiggy though. I be saying, and I'm not gonna say I feel bad for people because they make money on TikTok. So I don't want to sit here and never say like people who be on TikTok live. But it's just like for Shiggy to be as big as Shiggy was, and I probably wouldn't feel bad for some of these people if they actually invest money in their backgrounds. And that to me,
but I think that's what kind of the awe that kind of made people.
Nah, dog, you gotta at least have.
But I think, like you said, the male ego. I think what a lot of people kept saying, "Oh, Shiggy, he's just a dancer, dance," and he stopped doing it, trying to do other stuff. It's like,
and that's what fucked
him up. But you could have kept doing your little dancing and your skits.
You should have definitely kept doing your dancing.
Yeah,
because if he would have kept doing his dancing, he would have been super famous on TikTok, but because you stopped and then you got on TikTok late where dancing ain't as popular on TikTok as it used to be. People still get on TikTok and do dances, but it's not as big as like, of course, when during the pandemic where the dancing on TikTok was the huge thing. And again, at that time, you're talking about you was doing the Kiki, Do You Love Me? And I don't think he did the Drake. He probably stopped by the time. I feel like Kiki, Do You Love Me was his last like super big moment. He kind of like let it die down because I don't even think he did anything with the left footstep, right footstep. He did a dance to that? I don't think he did. I want to say Kiki, You Love Me was his last like big moment.
No, I think that's when people kept saying, "Oh, dance, do the dance." I think
that's what I'm saying. And that's why I feel like he stopped after the Kiki, Do You Love Me?
But I feel like he did that one.
What, the left foot step jump? I can't remember him doing it. I want to say Kiki, Do You Love Me was like his last jump. Yeah. But even again, what I'm saying for Shiggy, I'll be just feeling bad because how he look. It's not what you doing, because let's be clear, it's some people who be on that TikTok live and they be making a lot of bread, but it's just your setup, your lighting and everything. He just get on that jump and just be looking dusty as hell.
But I think that's probably what make people.
Nah, nigga, Speedy shit be going crazy, and he be just, and
but
Speedy. But I'm talking about all it is just a light. Just get a light, dog. All you got to do is get a light. It ain't you talking about a light gonna cost you $30.
But I think that's what made a lot of people go to like, damn, Shiggy, he ain't brush his hair. Like he got them little flip flops on his ass sheet.
Yeah, at that time it was cool, but it be just now it just look like when you not as it was cool. It's cool when you hot, but when you not hot, you just look. Oh, this Peacock got a new John. What's this? Oh man, this is what's that? Shit, this say Peacock in the corner. Oh,
this already came out. I think this what's the name joint? Friday Nights with Freddy.
Is that a movie theater? No, streaming on Peacock. No, only on Peacock.
Yeah, but I think that came out in the movie theaters.
Oh, well, I didn't see it. Oh, yeah, I ain't see it. I don't know what it is. Oh, real quick, we were just talking about. What we just talking about? Oh, we just talking about him. Yeah, but again, like I said, just to me, the fact he reaching like hell. Just again, like I said, I don't even feel like so many people that bypass you from the Jess Hilarious is the Don't Call Me White Girls, like and all of. And some of them started 5-7 years after you. The Kev on stage is like, man, and shout out to Kev on stage, though. Kev on stage is...
That's why I say I don't know how you even came out your mouth to say, well, I started this, or... Like I said, I don't remember your skits.
I don't either. I couldn't tell you none.
Was he around that same time? What's the nigga that had all the tattoos on his face?
The Boom Gang?
Yeah. He's around that time, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I don't remember shit from him.
Yeah, I don't either. I honestly don't. I don't remember nothing. To me, he just reaching, and I feel like you reaching so bad that niggas is not even gonna pay you no attention because it's just like the people I just feel like you ain't even in that category no more, or even in a conversation with them. I did want to sit here and say, I was trying to shout out Kev on stage, but I wanted to, I seen none. Let me just play this Keith Lee real quick.
Yeah. First of all, the fact that this is the first time in person.
Yeah. I feel like I've known you for years, man.
Look at here.
I told you he's talking catchphrases. Look at here. I ain't gonna say many words.
What is it? How does it feel to be in the room with the man that really set this journey.
It's him, man.
Hey,
All
look
him.
here. Hey, man up above.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
God.
Hey, he make things work. Hey. And he sent his folks around.
Yeah.
And he say, go on, bless him, boy. And he come on down here. Young man.
Young man.
Boy, my mouth.
Oh my God. Keith, what you said is, this talent is the talent.
Absolutely.
But your platform allowed Walter to spread his wings.
He was going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
He was going to be exactly where he was supposed to be at all time. I'm just blessed enough to have a platform that happened to be, in this case, any part of the journey. But it's his journey that he was on anyway.
Yes.
He's going to be where he's going to be at. For sure.
Hey, you said Walter's going to be where he's going to be at. And guess where he's going to be at? You want to tell him?
Okay, so we going to give him an exclusive. It's going to be at Family Day.
So for people who don't know what that is, Keith Lee he has a food festival that's coming May 16th in New Orleans. I do want to play this clip of him explaining that he will basically, for all the food vendors, they will be able to get tables or have their own vending situation for free. You don't even got to pay. I don't necessarily, you're going to have to probably go follow him or go whatever link he got in his website. He's going to explain it, how you can get into it. So again, like I said, shout out to Keith Lee.
Working for an entire year, I finally got approval on what you may ask. The festival. What I get approved? The festival now is a complete marketing platform for small businesses, local businesses, and staples of the community. Keith, it's always been that. Yeah, but the difference is now all vendor fees completely waived. First of its kind, at least from what I've seen. I don't know no other festival where you can set up as a vendor for absolutely free. The only thing that vendors pay is rental equipment. Get yourself there, get you some rental equipment, and completely free marketing. Show up, sell your product, sell your food, market your business, market your social medias, market where they're gonna see you at, market your location and everything, and make your money. It's the food tour revamp. That's exactly what it is. I will see y'all. This is the most excited I've ever been about something when it comes to business, because it is a true passion of mine. You hear me? A true passion of mine. I'm about to talk. I want everybody to show up and have an amazing time. And I will see y'all May 16th in New Orleans. God, it's amazing. Family Day. Tickets are still going fast, but they are available. So if you want your tickets, I will go get them right now.
Again, like I said, shout outs to Keith Lee. I just appreciate people who just do things for the community and kind of just continuously use their platforms to bless other people. So when I just see clips and stuff that people may miss or they may have already seen, I kind of just want to keep it in your brain. So again, like I said, May 16th, Keith Lee is having a food festival in New Orleans. Of course, no other better place to me, realistically. If you're just somebody who listens to other people talk about how great food is around the world, New Orleans is one of those places. And real quick, I do want to say, I'm listening to what I'm saying. I know I be giving her a hard time, but don't sleep on that new Sexy Red project. Sexy Red just put out a new I don't want to call it an album because I feel like it's just like a mixtape, but Sexy Red did put out a new project, and this is called your favorite, what is this called, your favorite trapper, favorite rapper. So again, like I said, shout out to Sexy Red. She go mad. My favorite song with this Joe is David Ruffin. David Ruffin is number 3. It Bitch number 4, Top Notch number 5, and probably number 1 Hurt Her. And what else? The Team Little Booty John, I kind of like that a little bit too. It was cool. Hood Bitch 2. It's crazy that she got like this shit is on Apple Music and all these junks called literally got the word bitch spelled out. Like it's just so crazy like how times have actually just changed like where we at in society. Like for this, like no, this on Apple Music. I mean, again, and it's because it's not like you can go in the store and you can buy a CD where it's like parental advisory. Like anybody can get on Apple Music and you like literally like she got 4 different songs with the word bitch in the title of the fucking song. That to me is kind of crazy. But again, like I said, it gives Sexy Red, if you're looking for some new music to add to your gym playlist, Sexy Red definitely got some jumps on it. Again, like I said, the songs that I've added to my gym playlist: David Ruffin, number 3, number 4 is It Bitch, number 5, Top Notch. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Shy Glizzy, you may need to feel some type of way Because Sexy Red, like, and for people if you are from the DMV area, and if you remember when Shy Glizzy had, I'm so awesome, like I'm awesome. Sexy Red got a song called "Bitch I'm Awesome." It's number 7. Just listen to it, because when you hear it, if you from the DMV and I'm sure if you're from the DMV, you've heard that Shy Glizzy awesome song a million times. Even if you didn't want to hear it a million times, you heard it a million times. So I want people to listen, and then it was kind of like, damn, did she kind of do it better? Because I felt like, and it's so sad because it's like, that I'm saying it is like her shit sound a little bit more thorough. I wish I could play it on here. Like her shit sound kind of like that's supposed to be the nigga version of So Awesome. And then Shy Glizzy Jones is like, I think I'm awesome. Like go listen to the Sexy Red Jones. Like again, like I said, Sexy Red got some Jones to add to your gym playlist. Again, like I said, shout outs to Sexy Red. What else was going on in the world? Real quick while I'm doing my shout outs. I do want to give a shout outs to Wayno. I said, call this man. I'm tripping. Not Wayno. Wallow. He put out some sneakers, and the crazy thing is about these Jones. One, shout out to Wallow for just having a fan base and supporters to the point where he just dropped his own sneaker, and the Jones sell out so fast. So I do want to sit here and give him credit for this. Because I kind of, I'm not even going to lie to you. I looked at the shoes and I was kind of like, these shoes kind of tough. I ain't going to hold you. Like, there was a shoe, and that's only for me when it comes to ordering anything online. It just got to be a easy buy. Like, I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm not going to sit here and I don't be trying to sit here and wait in line, or I got to wake up at a certain time to buy certain Jones. Like, I only did them Jones for that first batch of Angel Reese, the Me Bound Jones. But other than that, I'm not really trying. Like, I just want to be able to go on the website if I like something and just order it just when I see it. Because I hate that little rush thing. But again, like I said, shout out to Wallow. I do want to sit here and play this real quick.
Thank you to everybody out there that bought the Travelers. Y'all bought all the colorways. I'm talking about the sold out today. I dropped these. I said I'm just gonna drop these. I'm gonna try to wait, let it marinate. Go ahead, Pop, you okay? I said I'm gonna let it marinate, whatever. You ain't give me a chance to. Then I dropped the blue ones. Y'all killed them. Then I dropped the black ones. Sold out. Couple hours. Airplanes, hotel. First shoe. Sold out. I'm gonna just tell you like this. Thank you. Airplanes, a hotel. First sneak, the first time I ever done this. Sold out within hours, all because of y'all. Airplanes, a hotel. Don't miss this flight. I got mine. I hope you got yours, but I'll be back soon, and it's just like that.
And the reason why you got to give Wallow some credit, because it's like, bro, he just came home from jail and literally just took his own faith in his own destiny in his own hand and just kept slowly but surely just building his own brand. You got to think about it. He just kept showing up on social media for free for a long time, and then he sit here and slowly.
And you paid the way for him too, right?
Who the S? What was the Fat Boy S? Yeah, well, I guess that's what you're gonna believe. But again, like I said, shout out to Wallow. Like that to me is hard, and just for them shoes to sell out like that. And again, like I said, them Jones look tough. Like they look like for the average shoe that's going on right now. The kids are wearing, or people are going outside and actually wearing those shoes fit today's model. Like they look like some of the Balenciagas or whatever, or the Asics or any of them other shoes that people are just buying and wearing them with, like the stacked jeans or the stacked sweatpants. So again, like I said, shout out to Wallow. I do want this sneaker. This dude was doing a little review with them Jones.
First look at the Airplanes and Hotel sneakers, man. Taking a look at this. I just got these in, and the first thing I noticed, this is a lightweight sneaker. As soon as the package came, I'm like, there's no way it's sneakers in here. That's how light these are. But check out the colorway. They got 3 different colorways. I even get my hand on this one. Got the yellow in the tag, and this is actually a size 9. It says it run size smaller. I haven't tried them on yet, but once I try it on, I'll let y'all know how I feel. But check it out. Y'all like these? Would y'all rock these? And it was a great price point. I didn't expect it to be at $115 for the price point. I expected it to be a little bit more, but Wallow hooked us up with these. I like them. I gotta see how they feel though. I don't know if they're really gonna be tight or not, but I'll definitely let y'all know.
These tones feel good. They nice.
Yeah, and again, like I said, shout out to Wallow. And you know, the reason why I wanted to play that, because there is a I want to say a post from one of these sneaker outlets, or one of they, like, you know, to do the reports on the shoes, and Nike basically was coming out sitting here saying that it's hard to sell basketball sneakers right now with it because the NBA players aren't as popular. And of course, y'all know
That's bullshit.
I didn't believe it as well, but at the same time, when I seen
You
it,
can take the prices down.
and that's what
fucking $250 for no damn shoes.
the crazy thing is when you said that, that's I seen this post originally from what's my man? He used to play here for the Wizards. He used to have the dreads. He was a center. Eton Thompson.
Mhm.
Yeah, he basically posted that and was basically like, it's not that the players are not popular, the shoes are just too expensive.
Yeah,
He's like,
and them shits are trash.
Yeah, so for him, when he said that, and I kind of thought about it, I was like, the crazy thing is, I think Nike just sit here, one, saying that because your two most popular shoes realistically for Nike is one is a basketball player that you didn't support when everybody was trying to blackball him, was Ja Morant, and then two, probably the Asia Wilson, because those are the two. When I'm in LA Fitness, when you talking about Nike, outside of probably, of course, Kobe's, of course, the Kobe's kind of don't count. That's just like a shoe that's just like niggas just gonna buy until the end of time at this point when you're talking about just pure basketball shoes. But the Ja Morants and the Asia Wilsons is the two shoes from Nike that I've seen the most in any of the LA Fitnesses that I'd have been into in the last year and some change. We talking about just Nike. I'm not talking about Adidas because of course people still wear the James Harden and then the Pumas with the LaMelo balls. Endless people be wearing them. But just off of just Nike, those are the two most common Nike shoes that I see people wearing is the Asia Wilsons and the Ja Morants. But again, like I said, I think just Nike, just the times that we live in, again, because like you said, some of the shoe prices are just too high. And then, and you realistically, why you know that those two are probably the most popular ones, those are the ones that they hoard out the most too with the most colorways. Like, just if you really think about that's how you can kind of tell when Nike got a shoe and they kind of know it's low key like moving. They just drop a bunch of colorways. Like, I'd be like, God damn, y'all just going too damn fast with the colorways. But again, like I said, I seen that and it just made me laugh a little bit because I've said this a million times. I just still at the same time, I don't think realistically.
Because there's been a couple of those LeBrons I wanted, but I'm not paying no damn $250 for no.
Oh, that's what LeBron's going for?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't even looked at a pair of LeBrons and I couldn't even.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I just like I said, the colorways and the way the shoes, like, though, you got to think about when you had the run, and they went away from a lot of the little concepts that they used to have. Like, remember the Easter, you used to have the Easter basketball shoes, you used to have the Christmas Day joints, Halloween, like you had the theme shoes. Like I said, you went away from all that stuff. So of course nobody, like I said, who's going to sit here and buy shoes?
Yeah, I kind of wonder why they went away from shoes. I wonder why they went away from that, like you said, because they did used to have like the All-Star, the Christmas days. They used to have a bunch of shoes where, like, you basically saying like people could kind of already mentally know, like, every year we're gonna get this shoe, we're gonna get that shoe, and they did kind of really like completely kind of go away from dropping those shoes. But again, I do think realistically there isn't a lot of because even think about just the two that kind of I said realistically, those are the two that kind of make sense that should be the most popular Nike shoes if we just going off of outside of the LeBrons and Kevin Durant's, because those two niggas are just at this point are legacy acts. They literally, you just talking about hanging on to the last thread of their careers for both of them. It makes sense. Asia Wilson is the most one, again, because she is who she is. She's the most decorated women's basketball player that's actually playing, arguably the best female basketball player right now. But then her audience is a older audience who got money. And the sad thing, and not sad, but kind of funny thing is, think about the audience for the WNBA. It's a lot of lesbian women. A lot of them may not have kids, so a lot of them women do have more free money. They kind of be able to sit here and spend and be able to do whatever they want. So, of course, it makes sense for the Asia Wilsons to kind of, for Nike, that's going to be my shoe that's going to kind of move the most. For the Ja Morants, because Ja Morant is Ja Morant. But there is no other, like, niggas is not going to never, it's nothing about Giannis Antetokounmpo or fucking Wemby. I don't care how, again, I'll say this a million times. Being a great basketball player is not going to make people buy your shoes.
It can.
Who? Name one. Name a nigga that you bought shoes just because he was a good basketball player.
D-Wade.
That's because you know he's your favorite player.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I bought them Converse.
But you, Marcus, you even bought shoes when he was at the end of his career. His best, them shoes, them Jones, all the ones you got from the China Jones, nigga, he was at the tail end of his career. And you still bought them because that's your favorite player, so that kind of don't count.
But that's what I'm saying. But you saying that would make you buy their shoes. Because they, like I said, you're not going to sit here and buy. I wouldn't buy no damn Austin Reeves. I wouldn't buy his shoes. I mean, I think you got it. Like I said, you got it. You can't. Everybody, like I said, the Mutombos. People bought the Mutombos. Like he wasn't the.
That's my piece. Well, you prove my
No,
point.
what you saying? That,
I'm sitting here saying that you don't have to be a great basketball player just because you're a great basketball player.
So you
Don't make
said
people
nobody-
buy your shoe.
so-
The shoe has to be cool, and you have to be cool to some sort. Because you exactly what you about to say. You caught yourself because you about to say it and
No,
see that
'cause
you
that-
contradicted yourself. You're absolutely right. Matumbos, niggas had them Matumbos, and they even retroed them. Adidas and retroed them Matumbos. Niggas went and bought them because the shoe was fire, and then again Matumbo was something different. It ain't because Matumbo
Right, so
ain't
the-
Shaq.
No, but if I'm saying so, all right. So who else?
Patrick Ewing.
No, I'm saying when you say that, who are you saying that's not good that has shoes that people bought? Because that's what you're saying. That's what your argument. You saying just because you're good, people not gonna buy your shoes. So who else you saying that?
No, I'm not. I think
that's
the
what
two-
you-
I think-
that's
no,
what-
I'm
that's
saying
what I
no.
was-
I'm
that's what I
saying
was
no.
trying
I'm
to-
saying you because you're a good player don't mean that people gonna buy your shoe. I'm not sitting here saying that non-good players have it, but you still have to have the it thing. You have to be cool.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So who else would you put in that category besides the Greek freaks? Who else would you put in that category?
A nigga shoe that I wouldn't buy.
Yeah.
It's a good player, Paul George.
See, I bought 3 of those.
But you still play basketball.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So
We talking about
but you're missing the point though. But that's not the conversation on shoes. But like you got to think Nike is looking for the glory days of niggas who think about it. People still right now today are what they re-released. What's the Mitch Richmonds? Niggas is way. I literally just seen niggas come down my timeline with the Mitch Richmonds on today.
So that's what.
And they can't listen. What I'm saying. And I'm talking
that's
about these
what
niggas
I'm
was
saying.
even born when Rich Richmond was playing basketball.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. And like I said, the way the shoes are made and how they are designed, like I said, their Nike is failing because the designs of their shoes and stuff are not popular or not hitting the same way they used to back in the day. Like I said, I bought those Paul George. I bought 3 pairs of the Paul George. Like I said, to wear. Not like I said, yes, I play basketball in them, but I bought those shoes. The Nassau joints. Like I said, I bought those because I like the color waves and all that. That's why I say you can get somebody to buy your shoes, especially if you're an all-star. That's why I say I don't
think you gotta be more than an all-star.
Now, if you would have said Devin Booker, I would have gave you that one.
That's what I was still. I don't.
But see, but those are terrible. But those are terrible. But those
I
shits
feel
are
like any of
terrible.
them niggas, any Nike, anybody who signed to Nike and your name ain't LeBron James or Kevin Durant, that shit is. And outside of John Moran, Asia Wilson, y'all can hang that shit up. Ain't nobody buying them shits, though. I don't give a fuck what they look like, who you are. Just them niggas is just not cool niggas. They just not like it's just not. Nobody's running to sit here. That's why Anthony Edwards is kicking these niggas ass because Anthony Edwards is actually cool. People actually like Anthony Edwards. Niggas is wearing Anthony Edwards outside. Like it's just not. You have to be cool. You have to be a cool person. Niggas want to wear your shoes and feel cool. That's why people not because this nigga's a great basketball player. Nobody don't give a fuck about that. Like that shit that does not mean nothing, nigga. It's just who you are. Gary Payton, the glove, like come on, it's just certain. Come on, dog. Like there's a lot of niggas. I'm not buying this New Balance commercial right now. I'm not buying the New Balances. Niggas in the DMV area. As much as people love the think about how much DMV people love New Balances. Niggas will not be caught dead in not a pair of Kawhi Leonard's, not a pair of a fucking whatever. What's the young white boy name? Cooper Flag, fucking Cam Brink. Any of them motherfuckers. None of them are going to make me want to go buy a fucking pair of shoes. And niggas wear New Balances in the DMV area. New Balance is a staple in the DMV area. And niggas is not thinking about going to buy. So it don't matter. That's my point. But it's still a shoe that it's a shoe that people would think twice about buying if the shoe was cool enough. They just not cool enough to make people want to buy shoes. Think about how popular the New Balance shoe is in the DMV. That's not even an athletic shoe. That's just a shoe. It's because who was wearing the shoe. Oh, this is cool. All the out niggas. I'm telling you, that's one thing that I think that with some of these clothing brands and stuff went too far away from. You went too far away with like what's cool in the culture. Like you went too far away from just you try to make shoes and the shit too corporate. And that's how the shoes it lost their cool thing. And that's why you got to keep retro on so many shoes because those shoes already have made themselves cool outside. So now it's not about just playing basketball in. Them shoes that they retro now, niggas ain't I just literally seen a video who's that just was talking about that? Isaiah Thomas, the young Isaiah Thomas that used to play for the Celtics. He was just made a video and he was sitting here saying that the kids be coming up to him today like, damn, OG, how you used to play in Jordans? They too heavy. And he was literally sitting here saying he be trying to talk to people at Jordan and was like, if y'all gonna keep retro on the shoe, make the shoe a little bit lighter so kids can play in them today. And that's why you don't never see nobody playing basketball in Jordans no more because, well, I mean, not Jordan. Like I ain't talking about the Jason Tatums or the Lucas, but we talking about actual like retro Jordans because those shoes are just too heavy. But I guess my last thing while we talking about clothes real quick, and then we can get into something else. Damn. This clip the whole time. Here we go.
Tips has to get exposed. Bro gave the sneaker community banger after banger after banger, turning Saucony to a low-key running brand, to having a rightful place in the sneaker realm and competing for sneaker of the year. But the way he did it was legendary. Started as a kid from the Bronx who loved Jordans and Nikes, then working retail at Foot Locker. Started designing to create merch for his album Savior, dropping colorful fitteds, pins, clothes. The whole New York watched him grow. Signed the bespoke Air Force One at Nike, linked up with Hat Club, started putting belt to ass, got to Saucony and started blacking, opening the doors for people like Westside Gun to get his own collab, and then collabs with BBC and G-Shock. Now bro is finally on the Nike team. Went from collecting to selling through retail to having his own drop. All of this while establishing his design language that features colorful yet complimentary pieces, and of course his flower motif, which is a metaphor for J-Tip's journey to blossom in a town where most people don't. Bro already gave himself his flowers, but it's only right we give him his flowers as well. So drop some flowers in the comments. I'm Izzy Izzo and follow for more content. Duh. J-Tip.
Again, I just wanted to end it off with that one since we were just talking about we was talking about sneakers and we was talking about clothes. Matter of fact, and one more for the road.
Joel Santana might be the most underappreciated fashion icon of the entire century. Jumbo chrome wallet chain, faded tee, thermal underneath, good denims. Like, this was 20 years ago, maybe even more, bro. And he was a real Prada cup stepper, like every color, bro. Always had the big belt buckle, was huge on the studded belts, wallet chains, studded tees. And during prime Nigo and Pharrell era Bape, this was the face of New York, bro. It's also pretty well known that Lil Wayne looked at him for a lot of style inspiration, and it's because he didn't stop after the mid-2000s. Tom Ford and Frida era Gucci, he was all over it. Balmain leather, Tom Ford leathers, Alexander McQueen scarves, big YSL buckles, Jeremy Scotts. Like, we can't act like he wasn't influencing that swag era to come from 2008 to 2014. Obviously, it wasn't just him. The entire Dipset crew is a big part of it, but out of everybody, he is definitely the most underappreciated. Joel Santana might be the most
yeah, shout out to Jewels. And again, like I said, one thing that real quick, I guess my last little fashion thing is something that I kind of had to come to a realization and agreement on. Is just like, if you had to, or if you want like a good t-shirt, you almost, and it's so sad, and this is some like old man stuff when you kind of know like good t-shirts realistically at this point, damn, they're gonna start off at $45. Like, and that to me, and again, listen, I'm somebody super stubborn. If you've been listening to the show long enough, you know for a fact I was kind of just like living it in the trenches of TikTok shop, trying to just find cheaper t-shirts because you're just so used to just, and especially when the Target boycott started, where it was like I couldn't just run into Target and grab me a little graphic t-shirt real quick. So I didn't have my little ups and downs with going to like Five and Below, grabbing some tees, or trying to go to Walmart just for graphic t-shirt purposes. When creating content, I could just have me a cool little graphic tee. But when you sit here saying like, okay, now I kind of want to come outside, the way the t-shirt got to sit on you differently when you outside and you trying to go to like an event or something, that t-shirt got to sit different compared to like if I'm just making a video and all you realistically is getting is my chest and my shoulders and my arms. Those shirts can fit differently. So when you saying like, hey, I'm going outside, you need that shirt to fit on your jeans differently. You need the jump to sit here and sit on your shoulders a little bit different. It can't be as tight. It got to be a little bit loose. So again, like I said, for a good quality shirt, and especially for people, if you, I guess my thing that I've learned, you realistically at this point, especially the way you kind of like the jeans cut, it's called like the box tee or the vintage box heavyweight t-shirt. So you kind of got to look at it, and those are the things that you kind of read, and when you just looking at certain shirts when you're trying to figure it out. Some of the junks that I will tell y'all that I've been ordering online from lately, they got good quality t-shirts, especially vintage t-shirts. Now I'm on now, and the crazy thing is how now it seems like my Instagram and my TikTok algorithm or ad thing is kind of like tweaking down to each other, where I see like one junk. What do I got the name of this one? I don't really, because I ain't even ordered from them yet, so I don't want to shout them out. But it's a couple of little vintage t-shirts, Jones, just for like that little bootleg look. I like that little bootleg printed look on the t-shirts, and just that little vintage, little faded ash wash on the t-shirts. Again, like I said, for most of them Jones, some Jones off the rip running for a cool like little 45, and it depends if they actually really got the licensing for whatever they selling. Like what Culture Kings, I want to say they got one with the WWE. Their Jones, some Jones damn near like it's 60. It's a clothing brand that's connected to the WNBA. It's called Play Social. Their Jones like 55. So it's kind of like when you at to that point when you want a good quality t-shirt, that little boxy vintage cut t-shirt, them Jones literally probably running from anywhere from like $45 to $65. And I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all just know how cheap I am. That shit kind of be breaking my heart. But just for the actual graphics that you kind of just looking for and the style of t-shirt I'm looking for when you talking about like actually going outside and not just sitting in the house, like creating content type of t-shirt you want to wear, yeah, you're gonna have to spend that anywhere from $45 to like $60. And that shit break my heart. Listen to what I'm saying. As somebody who used to sell clothes and just know like how it really costs to make a t-shirt, to spend $45 on a t-shirt or damn near 60 on a 50 some dollars on a t-shirt, man, just to see them prices every time, that shit just make me so like sick to my stomach. I ain't even gonna hold y'all, but that's my little fashion rant for the day. Yeah, but Culture Kings, that's a place that I've been ordering some shirts from recently. All of them haven't came in yet, but Culture Kings is a good t-shirt joint. Again, like I said, for the if you're looking for like that little WNBA cartoon style t-shirts with the like the boxy vintage type of frame to it. Now again, that joint is called Play Social. So I was waiting for them as soon as they dropped their Angel Reese Atlanta Dream joint. I definitely ordered one of them, but they got all like for that little that rookie class that just got drafted. They got all of their t-shirts. Well, if you're looking for any of that, and I guess
when you was talking about the sneakers thing, Steph Curry auctioned all them shoes that he wore this year.
For real? To where? To just like what you mean, like when you say
he auctioned them off? I guess all the shoes that he wore this year.
Like, is he doing it through like a foundation or something? Or he just
I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure Steph Curry. So I'm sure he doing something cool with it, bro.
Yeah, all the shoes that he wore this year.
That's tough. Oh, and you know, it was a crazy little stat for just real quick because we talking about just because you just mentioned basketball, and I didn't even know this was a thing. What was it? Steph Curry. Hold on, where was this at? Steph Curry has, what was this?
I didn't believe that one.
You don't believe? Well, they said Steph Curry.
I mean, it sounds what's name, but
Steph Curry has missed 40%. In Steph Curry's career, he's missed 40% of the playoffs. In his career, he's missed the playoffs 40% of his career. And then LeBron James has made the NBA Finals 43% of his career. So Steph Curry has missed the playoffs 40% of his career. Which is, I mean, I think again, the crazy thing is
think about
because
it,
Steph Curry was so good. Because Steph Curry is so good when his run was so crazy. You forget about them years previous leading up to that, before that, where he wasn't doing nothing. And again, that was one of my biggest beefs. Where it's like, but even if you look at why it kind of should even make more sense. Look where he's at the all-time NBA scoring list. Compared to think about like how high James Harden and Kevin Durant
is. He wasn't shooting like that.
Yeah, so for him,
I'm just saying when you say that, like I said, when you
it
think
sounds
about
crazy saying it, like damn. He didn't miss the playoffs 40% of his career. That sounds crazy.
He ain't been in the playoffs last 4 years.
Yeah, shout out to LeBron.
He ain't been in the playoffs.
And this nigga LeBron last night had fucking 8 assists in the first quarter, dog. Like you know why you gotta respect LeBron, because it was just like, bro, him and Bronny playing in the playoffs together, dog.
He involved himself.
Listen what I'm telling y'all. LeBron James is literally playing. I don't know how many of y'all got fathers is listening or ever played basketball with your uncle. LeBron James is literally the NBA version of playing dad ball. Mm-hmm. Last night in the playoffs, LeBron ain't do nothing crazy, nothing amazing. He literally just, I'm out here like the old man.
Yeah.
Then when it started to get slow and the game was getting tight, in the fourth quarter, just get old man the ball. He put the nigga on the block. I'm gonna milk some of this clock. I'm gonna keep posting them. And I'm gonna hit this little turnaround, and we gonna go home with this W. Again, like you happen, dog. I don't give a fuck how you feel about LeBron. Yeah, I know I hate that LeBron even playing for the Lakers. I wish he was in Cleveland. But dog, this nigga, like when I seen Bronny on the court, I'm like, bro, it's the playoffs. And Bronny is, even though he only played for a couple of minutes in the first quarter, it don't matter, nigga. This is the playoffs, and this nigga's son is on the court with him. Mm-hmm. And that white nigga, what's his name? Luke. Oh my fucking God, dog. This nigga was looking like he was looking like Stephen Clay. Like, nigga, he was shooting the light. I'm talking about, I was like, this nigga cannot miss. That nigga was pulling up. You know the cool little thing they be doing on ABC when they show you how far deep they are from, man. This nigga, oh my God, dog. That white boy was not, and the crazy, like, and it's a difference between, like, when I say like that white boy, Google what he looked like, dog. He looked like a school shooter. This nigga was just whack. I'm like, oh my God, this nigga's going crazy, dog. Shout out to the Lakers, dog. I don't know if they're gonna still be able to pull this off when Kevin Durant come back.
I think they might.
But man,
especially like I said, if Kevin's not 100% or whatever's going on with him, then And that's gonna be ugly.
Okay, but just my last little sports thing before we get over, because of course for people who are listening, the NFL draft is on Thursday. What do you feel like? What would you want the Pittsburgh Steelers to draft, and what do you feel like y'all need?
I don't know. Because you going in with a new coach, it's a new era. So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know how your offense going to run or how you going. You can't. Like I said, right now, I don't.
Do you feel like y'all should at least try to draft a quarterback?
No. For what? You drafted the quarterback last year. You didn't even let him play. What's the point of drafting a quarterback?
Oh damn! Y'all did take a quarterback.
Yeah. Did we draft the quarterback like 3 years in a row? No, I wouldn't draft the quarterback. No, man. I mean, what quarterback right now is worth drafting?
Yeah, I don't feel. I still don't believe in whatever. What's the white boy with the Spanish last name? He might be the craziest shit I've ever seen. This nigga literally got a Spanish. Like if you look, you would have thought this was a Spanish nigga. This is a whole white boy with a Spanish last name. Whatever his name. I don't believe in that shit, and I don't think the Raiders really believe in him either. And that's the reason why they paid Kirk Cousins. I feel like he was one of them niggas that got super hyped up. I feel like they're gonna draft him just because it's like you're
going to draft him and let him learn. Like you don't. That's why I said college. How many really rookie quarterbacks came in and really like, damn, all right, yeah, he supposed to be there.
Shit, that whole draft, that class last year. I mean, not the 2024 class. That top 3. That's Jaden Daniels, what's the Bo Nix and Caleb Williams and Drake May.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. But even like with Drake, man, like I said, they kind of like didn't. Only two people really was Jaden Daniels. Bo Nix was later on. You didn't know until after Russell Wilson. They got tired of Russell Wilson. That's what I'm saying. I don't think nobody like just coming in like, oh, I need, because like even with New York, they picked up Russell Wilson and all them, but they didn't think the white boy was going to be.
He was gonna be as tough as he was.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think even looking at these quarterbacks from the past, like I said, I don't think nobody really like impact like, damn, we need him to play right now. I think you better all probably learn it.
I feel like if you're gonna take a number one draft, if you're gonna waste your number one draft pick on a quarterback,
I feel like draft pick on the running back last year. And what did he really do? Nothing.
Yeah, he ain't do nothing because that offensive line was.
But that's what I'm saying. So I like I said, right now. I'm pretty sure you probably going to, if you do take him.
Me personally, if I was the Raiders, I wouldn't take him. I would give me an offensive lineman. And maybe even
I would get an offensive lineman later, because like I said, you got more than enough picks.
Maybe. Of course, it's just gonna be hard for you to sit here and if you got the number one draft pick to take an offensive lineman, but still, it's like I just don't believe in that quarterback. To me, and it's just because it's like. And I feel like he's one of them niggas that's forced. Like that 2024 class, that Bo Nix, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, like that shit was like. And now even when
but like I said, now let me ask you this question. Even you using that class, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say Jaden Daniels don't do what he did his rookie year, but you took, like I said, I think you sometimes you got to be careful. Like, damn, did I take the wrong person? Did I, you know what I'm saying? Or was this like let's just say Caleb Williams keep going up? You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
But I mean, Caleb Williams was the number one pick, so it don't matter. You ain't never had no choice but to get him.
You're right. You had no other choice. But that's what I'm just saying. Like how how some people, I'm gonna trade down or I'm gonna do this to get certain. You know
I think the only thing I would say about Jaden Daniels, and ladies, I promise we'll get to some other topics. I was just kind of just trying to wait because I feel like all the rest of the topics gonna be like super dark in a minute anyway. So I just kind of just going to sports. But even if you say Jaden Daniels, I feel like with Jaden Daniels is still just like if he had even he got to play with the defenses of like if he played for the Broncos, I feel like he would probably even be better because he don't have to do as much. Like he still had to do a lot for that thing. But he took that Commanders team that was pure cheeks. That even for Drake May in the Patriots, again, he showed you he wasn't really ready to be there. The rest of the team was ready to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The same way with the Broncos, like they showed you, like nigga, it's still. Think about if anybody could argue if Bo Nix would have played in that AFC Championship game, the Broncos would have won. So the fact that you still had a team that could still hang on there with a quarterback that ain't played in damn near 2 years, so that let you know that team is still a good team. So it's kind of like for Jaden Daniels, to be honest, between him and Caleb Williams, they both kind of went to the worst teams out of those two, and that's what sometimes of course, when you get drafted that high up, that's what happened. But still, for me, if you're talking about that 2024 draft class, if you're talking about the last couple of years on quarterbacks, that class, you talking about you got 4 niggas that I don't care. I'm sure none of them teams can regret which one of them they picked out of them 4. Because all of them made the playoffs. Shit, you got to think about three of them niggas made it to the
But
championship
that's why I
game.
say, but even like I said, if you even go back to that same the draft class with RG3, you talking about look, Kirk Cousins, the only one that's really still playing. And Russell, I mean, like I said, we don't even know what's up with Russell Wilson.
I guess my last thing is, and I think that is one of the things, the worst things, where people kind of sit here and say that's the gift and the curse of the Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith effect on sports. I think too many times when we have the conversations now, everybody's trying to look to sit here and crown the next GOAT in every sport too early, where you kind of not allowing people to kind of like literally just like become who
Learn
they
the
go.
game.
Yeah, like you're not even allowing them 3 seasons. Like even you go back into like the WNBA conversation where it's like I'll be feeling bad for some of them because it's like even for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, both of them are kind of forced into a conversation where it's like y'all not even allowing them motherfuckers to get their women body yet. Like y'all force them into the conversation where you trying to force them to be the face of the league. You trying to force them to be these super. Oh, this is gonna be the greatest basketball player. You don't know how that shit gonna pan out, and they only do that.
But that comes with sports.
But that comes with sports now because we in the conversation.
It came with sports back then too.
Niggas wasn't sitting here saying
Yes, with Grant Hill and Penny. What do you mean? Yes, they were.
Okay, so think about it. So then guess
They
what?
were.
No. You're absolutely right. I'm not disagreeing with you with Grant Hill and Penny. And after them two, nobody else never got into that conversation until LeBron James. Nobody. Those two. Name somebody else. But after them two.
What's name of them was after that, right? No, that was before. Chris Webber was Chris Webber before them?
That Chris Webber was in the same draft class as Penny and them. When we talking about GOAT conversation, we talking about when niggas was sitting here. You're right. Niggas was trying to replace Michael Jordan with Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway with both of them. And both of injuries did both of them niggas dirty. So that conversation completely went done. And after them, that conversation never got brought back up until LeBron James.
No, that what's name class was too. The 93 class. 96 class. With who was it that was the number one? Was it Sharif Abdul-Rahim? I think he was put.
He wasn't a number. I don't think he was the number one pick, was he?
Who was the?
Oh, Iverson was Iverson the number? Iverson was the number one pick, I think, of that draft.
Was he?
Yeah, he had to be.
But Iverson wasn't in the GOAT conversation because I mean that
because he was
Jordan was still playing.
Of course, that's my point. But nigga, but Jordan was still playing with Penny and Grant Hill.
No, so that's but I think they were still in that conversation where they supposed to be the best of the best, though. I think that's why I say
I get what you're saying with sports, but I don't think people
don't do it. No, we just started doing the GOAT.
People do that shit aggressive. Like I feel like
we just started doing the GOAT conversation.
Everybody, the sad thing again was niggas treat sports almost like how you kind of treat it like hip hop. Like you're pressed to try to break the next the next athlete without allowing them to actually earn their stripes. And niggas kind of did it with Wemby a little bit. And the crazy thing is, like, think about niggas got so in the bag with Wemby. Like, nigga, Chet won a championship and Wemby ain't won shit yet.
But I still would take Wemby over Chet any day of the week.
I mean, I guess.
Chet just on a great team.
Man, he on a great team, and the nigga he can still get you 20 and 30, and he fucking
but just imagine if Wemby was on that team.
I mean, yeah. Again, like I said, I just feel like sometimes you just don't.
That's why I say I kind of respect them more because you taking, like I said, you don't even have Popovich at the coach. You took that team. They ain't been in the playoffs. They ain't even won 50 games in almost 20 years or 10 years, something. Whatever the last time Tim Duncan and them was playing.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, that's just something to think about. Like I said, I don't want to. We ain't got to drag it out. I do just think I do think people kind of just in the sports conversations now. It's just like. That shit just get. I be feeling like niggas just I feel bad for athletes now because you don't actually allow them to get like even like you just said with Jaden Daniels. Like, look at how much why the fuck is there so much pressure on him? The Redskins been asked for how many years? Like, why
you got that fast? You got that spot. You had that spot. Like I said, if they didn't win, the same thing with RG3. Like I said, when you came in here, you did your rookie year, you did your big one. Now we expecting you to do this every year, and you might not.
That shit, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, again, that's why you get paid the big bucks. So I can't feel but so sad for you. But that shit kind of just be to me. I'd be like, God damn, dog. Can you allow some of these niggas to even get a chance?
Just imagine like somebody like Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was in the MVP conversation last year, starting the beginning of last year, right? Until he got hurt towards the end. Cleveland cut him.
Nigga,
in Cleveland last time,
he got cut by 2 teams in 1 year. Cleveland cut him. He got cut by the Panthers and the Rams. Well, he played out until the Rams, but he got cut from Carolina.
Yeah.
Then went to the Rams, and then they just didn't re-sign him, and that's how he ended up going to Tampa.
Yeah, but look at that. Somebody like I said, coming in, Baker Mayfield had all the hype, all this woo. He about to be the next blah blah blah. And then, like I said, that pressure. Even though he took Cleveland to the fucking playoffs, Cleveland ain't been in the playoffs since then. And that's why I say I think it's just nowadays, like I said, we want to see what you really made of.
Yeah, I'm cool with it, but all I'm just sitting here saying is allow niggas some time. Even perfect example, and I swear we can get off of sports, but even just think about for that, what's that? That 2018, that's that 2018, that's their draft class is Josh Allen. Because the only reason why I know it because it's Josh Allen, it's Lamar Jackson. Anyway, the only quarterback that's won a Super Bowl out of that draft class is fucking Sam Darnold.
Yeah. No,
Sam Darnold he was the quarterback that he just won. He won one before them, and he went after all of them.
Yeah.
So that's just my point where it's just like allow you gotta, and you think, but he been bounced around a couple different teams. He went from the Jets, he went to the Vikings, and then he fucking won in Seattle. So that's just my point where it's just like again,
he went to the Panthers too.
Oh yeah, so that's my point. Just allow niggas a time like that. Just to me, I just hate that we live in that time. Like niggas just be rushing to sit here and just try to like have a crazy take or feel like you putting niggas onto a new rapper. These ain't rappers, dog. You ain't got to put me on this shit. Allow them niggas their time.
But that's why even like going back to like the whole Bootsy conversations is like something like, damn, like you gonna still value yourself. But everybody gonna, like I said, like you told me, no, well he still do the numbers. But I'm like, to me, I'm like, no, do he really? Like, I'm not rushing to that. And but I think that's just come with everything nowadays, how we look at stuff. When we come out with new movies and all, they be like, damn. And like I told you before, I thought Black Panther was that's a blockbuster joint. But what else really touched Black Panther like that when it comes to blockbusters? And you're gonna keep comparing it. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you're gonna compare to when we say, well, what's box office numbers?
Oh, well, if you're talking about blockbusters, I don't think it's nothing compared to Black Panther. In recent time, probably the closest thing you probably even get to it where the movie theater, to me, the movie last time I've been to the movie theater and was actually packed, whatever the last Creed was. And that's still the same, but that's still the same director and same lead. That's the last movie I've been to that was actually like jam-packed.
Yeah, so that's why I said
I sat in the front. Like I'm talking, I was in the front when I seen that jump.
And that's why I said I just think everybody is just like, that's what you do now.
Real quick, I get, and this is not a sports thing, but do you think realistically, because I was thinking about this, because I know people kind of sit here and criticize rappers for being in movies and TV shows, but I kind of thought about it where it's like, damn, do those rappers realistically have a better, if you become a rapper and you get into a movie, it don't have to be a blockbuster, if you just get in enough movies where we talking about like your Queen Latifahs, you talking about your LL Cool J's, your Jamie Foxx's, your Will Smith, your Ludacris's, your Tyrese's, where these artists, because all of them, of course, Tyrese is not a rapper, he's a singer, but a lot of these people, their legacy lives on longer, and people don't disrespect them. Think about it, because you could easily probably, if we talking about, maybe it depends on how you feel about music, you could probably disrespect LL Cool J and Queen Latifah's music catalog a lot faster, but people talk about them with so much respect because they've been so successful as actors. And I feel like being an actor in a big movie or a big TV show kind of gives your entertainment life a longer legacy. Think about Will Smith.
Let me ask you this then, because it don't really apply to everybody.
Shit, who don't it apply to? I don't think
Cameron. Do it really apply to him?
Cameron ain't never been in a real movie.
No, that's what I was about to ask. That's why
it got to be a real movie.
That's what I was about to ask. That's what I was about to ask. Do it got to be like I said?
Be a real movie.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Like I said,
but let's be clear though. I think if Cameron would have kept doing movies after Paid in Full, he probably could have, but he didn't. So that's kind of, I think that kind of messed him up a little bit.
Oh, what about Tupac?
I think the movies help him live longer, because think about how many. I mean, I'm sure if you somebody who still watch BET, how many random times you done seen Above the Rim?
Shit, but Butter Rim fucking what's the shit in the mail truck?
Poetic Justice. So that's my point. So both of those movies, again, when you see him saying, where real quick, I do because
what do you think would help more, movies or TV show?
I mean, in this day and age, either one, I think. Because I mean, I feel like both of them gonna be on TV regardless on a streaming platform, so it kind of don't matter. But I feel like you need to be in multiple, because I think even for Common, for somebody like me, I don't listen to no I couldn't tell. Only Common song I could tell you is with that poker face. That's the only Common song I know, and whatever the other joint is when he had the boombox outside the woman's house. That's it. And I only know that video. I don't even know what the song sound like. If the song come on, I can say it, but I don't necessarily know what's the name of it off the top of my head. But for somebody like Common has been in endless movies, and niggas won't. And Common has been in so many movies where people who really are Common fans and respect his rapping ability, then that will never reason why niggas don't disrespect Common, because all right, Common got real fucking fans because he realistically, he's been in endless movies and he can really rap. But I do think that movie and that TV shit just help people. It helps your career as an entertainer just live a lot longer than people give it credit for. Like I think a lot of people don't really understand where it's like. I really think, but especially for Queen Latifah, like I'm sure. Even for Living Single is one of them shows that kind of just like you can randomly be flipping between BET or VH1, or MTV or one of them, and it's one of them random shows that's just constantly on. So Queen Latifah, lifelong, her success lives to me more on Living Single than it actually doing music.
I got one for you. Do you think it will help her if Young Miami started doing more?
If she actually became a good actor, or she was in enough stuff
that will help.
Yeah,
I mean, no, would you even think about her rapping career though? Like, would she just be because she's a pretty? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you even?
No, but it's what I'm saying. I think it's a lot of people who realistically just don't. I think a lot of people, you could say that about a lot of them people. Like, I don't necessarily know how many people. I can't say Ludacris. I feel like Ludacris got big, like stupid, crazy hits, and I don't think realistically Ludacris has been a major actor comparing to like I can't even really put him in. He's been in big movies, but he's not a big actor like shit. I can't even compare him to T.I. if I'm being honest. Yeah, he's been in bigger. No, he hasn't had, his role isn't big as he don't have a Queen Latifah role in nothing.
Oh, okay. He don't have like he's
just a sidekick.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Like what's his version of ATL? Like where he's the lead actor, like people went to see this movie because of Ludacris. He don't have one. He's been in movies, but he don't have one.
Yeah. Yeah, he don't. Because like you said, all the ones he was never.
Shit, but even
the one with him and Queen Latifah in it.
But that's my point. But even for somebody, think about for Method Man. Shit, for Method Man, like he kind of like he done took his career to a whole different level over being in power. Like people ain't talking about Method Man because of his music he done put out. Nick, like the conversation about Method Man.
I think he was because he done stuff before.
No, you're missing my point though. But it's sometimes you can do stuff before, but sometimes you just need that one show or that one movie to kind of put you over the hump. Like T.I., realistically, people gonna always respect T.I. as an actor because what he did in ATL.
But somebody like T.I., I think he got what, 2 movies under his belt for real?
2 big movies though. He got T.I., ATL, and he got Taken. And he was the main actor in both of them. Cause he been in some other. He was in the American Gangster, but that was like some slight shit.
Yeah, and what's the other joint there with Jamie Foxx?
I can't even remember.
The little what's the name joint? Yeah.
But his main 2 is ATL and Taken. He'd have been in some other stuff, but his main 2 that really solidified him was ATL and it was Taken.
So right now, who would you say needed to be in a movie to keep themselves?
Shit, I'm gonna tell you who would do kind of help out, and if they get in more stuff. I'm gonna tell you a perfect example who did done it for recently, and because I never really was a fan of her music and probably really couldn't tell you too many songs from her. It's Coco Jones. Love Coco Jones and Bel Air. I got hip to Coco Jones through Bel Air. And I understand, and guess what? And I feel like her music career, the more popular Bel Air got, I feel like the more popular Coco Jones got.
I don't know, because I feel like both of them was like kind of at the same time.
But
see, I think
don't matter. Same thing with Chloe Bailey. I feel like she get
somebody like now,
and she get in a couple more movies, and she can find a way to begin. And she can find a way to be consistent in a show. Like let's just say, if she was like, to me, she would have been like the perfect person to be like on The Chi, like a show like The Chi. Like if she could find a way to be a character on a show like The Chi, I feel like that would be perfect for Chloe Bailey. Like find some show where it's kind of like it's a like in between, like where you're an adult, but it's still kind of teetering, like it got a little bit of wholesome substance to it, like The Chi. That to me make perfect sense for her. Shit, even for somebody like Quavo, like he did a half decent job in that movie that them 2 was in together. But he would need to go find himself to be on a show a little bit. Shit, I'm gonna tell you a person who kind of low key do great jobs in movies and niggas don't give him enough credit. It's Chris Brown.
Oh, he fucked himself up. That incident really fucked him up.
Because he just ain't been in nothing else.
Since then.
Oh, that he was in the movies before? I want to say I thought he was in that.
That wasn't taking all that. That was before
that was before the Rihanna stuff? Nah.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. He was young. That was when he was young, right?
Nah, I feel like that was after that. It had to be after that. Because I feel like that he was in that. What's that? What was that? What's that? The Christmas joint with him and Megan Good and all of them. That was after it had to be after the Rihanna situation. But again, he's somebody like he almost like a Ludacris a little bit, where it's not like he ain't never been like the main character. He just be like he's a good actor.
Yeah, that was Takers was 2010, but what's name this Christmas that was 2007. Stomp the Yard 2007.
Oh, okay.
Think Like a Man. I didn't even know he was in that one. He must have been just a guess.
Yeah, that's just something for people to think about. Like,
I said, all those was. Yeah, I'm trying to think when is that.
That's just something for people to think about real quick. Let's go with this. Coach Stormy.
I posted on Threads that Pinky Cole from Slutty Vegan and Fawn Weaver from Uncle Nearest are two sides of the same swindling coin. No, I will not be elaborating. And someone entered Coach Stormy into the chat. Mind you, I'm not her demo. I didn't know who this woman was. Go look her up if you're interested, because now she is facing a massive lawsuit by the FTC. It's not funny. For running a multi-million-dollar pyramid scheme where she is taken based upon her brand, I'm going to assume, Black women's money. Like just all outright thievery. And again, a multi-level marketing scheme. But the thing about it that really stood out to me is that there's a particular type of scammer that we need to just like codify. So they have a little bit of Black preacher in them. They have, obviously because of that, charisma. And most importantly, it feels like they just came home from doing a bid, you know, because everything is in like these Black colloquialisms. Like in a 30-second video, this woman will be like, yeah, because you know, a hit dog will holler. And when I looked at the situation, I said, a broke clock right twice a day. And I'm here to tell you today that it ain't no fun if the rabbit got the gun. And as I lay on my deathbed, I say, God's eye is on the sparrow. And I'm so happy that I had faith the size of a mustard seed, because no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And that's why when I had 6 in one hand, and half a dozen in the other, I had to come to one conclusion. Bitch, what are you talking about? Stop giving these people your money. The internet is full of grifters, and I just want us to have some grifter literacy. I posted on Threads that
well, I say the old school scams are alive and well. Filed a lawsuit against Coach Stormy, and by they, I mean Federal Trade Commission. If you don't know who Coach Stormy is, this video describes her perfectly.
But I would never eat a plate that looked like this. You couldn't pay me $1 million to do that to myself. Oh my God. I deserve better than that. It's low vibration.
To recap, this is Coach Stormy, and her plate is full of food, and she's calling somebody else's plate low vibrational because of the food on their plate. What does that even mean? Just a hilarious interaction all around. So Coach Stormy is being sued because the FTC is basically saying she's at the top of a pyramid scheme. Now, to be clear, if you ask Coach Stormy, she would say it is definitely not a pyramid scheme. Let's hear her explain why.
A pyramid scheme is when there's no products involved. You get into my business, you get products in exchange. That's what the business is about. So a pyramid scheme is where you give money and you get nothing in exchange.
I don't know, sister. If I'm on the jury, it does sound kind of like a pyramid scheme because yes, you have products that you're selling, but the issue is how the money is made. If the money is coming from recruiting people who recruit people who recruit people, that's where the real money is coming from. I mean, this ain't nothing more than a modern day LuLaRoe, a company that was also sued by the FTC. But back to Coach Stormy. She is specifically being sued for these statements that she was making. According to the paperwork, she was saying things like, I'm going to make millionaires. I'm going to help thousands of families make 5 to 7 figures in 90 days to 12 months. She was saying things like no less than 6 figures. Well, according to the numbers, it was, in fact, way less than 6 figures. One woman said...
And you said, I think over the course of working with her for several years, you walked away with earning $28.10.
She's not the only one. According to the lawsuit, 76.8% of participants made $0, 17% made up to $250, 4% made more than $5,000, and only 18 people made over $50,000. In her other company, fewer than 1% of people made anything
anything in the six-figure range. Those numbers are diabolical. And in response to the lawsuit, Coach Stormy, she ended up settling the case. So she has now agreed that she cannot and will not make any false or misleading income claims anymore. No more, I'm making millionaires, no more guaranteed six figures, none of that. And that's really what this case is about. Not necessarily whether the multi-level marketing business exists, but what you're telling people they're going to get out of it. Now, me personally, I always took this as motivational talk. I never thought she was literally guaranteeing people were going to make millions of dollars, but clearly some people did take it that way, and they spent real money thinking that their lives were about to be changed, and it wasn't. Case closed. Well, I see the
No, let me tell you, this coach, y'all don't know how many of y'all remember this during the pandemic, where it was like those little purple and orange bottles where the girls were selling. And I want to say it was like, this might have been even before that. Was it before?
It was on the pandemic.
It was on the pandemic? Mm. What the hell was the name of that company? I can't remember the name. It was what? NutriBurst? Mm. Oh my God. Dog, she had y'all in a chokehold. I'm talking about dog. And you know what the sad thing is? And I do feel like when this lady is like, it's almost like a preacher situation where it's like people kind of just know the weaknesses on black people be so geeking to become like rich or find a get rich scheme to make money. And not saying that black, because I know most people who were still doing that stuff or was trying to do the NutriBurst stuff, most of them were still working their regular jobs, but people be just in such a geek to look for a quick way to make some extra money. Y'all just fall for anything. And even when the NutriBurst shit, I remember when the dude, he came, he was on some super racist shit, and that was probably realistically the reason why that shit slowed down, because I forgot they had him on camera, like he was saying some crazy shit. I can't remember because it was so long ago, but just the whole fact of how many people were just geeking over this lady, because it was like, bro, y'all be just so pressed. Like you shouldn't, realistically, there's going to be, it's most of the time when you sitting here thinking you're going to be able to have a get rich scheme and it doesn't take a real talent, it's 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a fucking scam. It's going to be some type of scam. It's going to be some type of Ponzi scheme. It's not going to be no real type of situation to it, because how can it be? You're not sitting here. You don't have no real skill. You're not a barber. You're not a hairstylist. You're not a wax or eye braid or I mean, whatever the shit called, eyelash girl. Like, if you're not really putting in some real work, how the fuck do you think you just about to become rich by trying to finesse people or trying to sell people onto like some hope and some dream shit like a preacher? Like, that to me is kind of just crazy to me. Like, it just honestly don't make no sense at all. And that's why I kind of be just like mind boggled, like how, especially because I be feeling, maybe because I feel like women should be way smarter than that. But it'd be just like, bro, y'all will find anybody who will sell y'all like that soft girl life era type of situation and sit here and just run with that shit and make these people famous off some pure bullshit. Like, I'm cool on that. I can't even believe the job was falling for that shit. Like, and I remember telling y'all that NutriBurst shit was bullshit. But then again, like I said, that one didn't live as long. It lived long enough that I remember a lot of y'all was selling them fucking purple and orange bottles. But the fact of it is, it was just like, y'all was just so pressed. Like, this thing about it is, if you listening to this and you were one of them people, just ask yourself, like, why was you so geeking to just try to find a quick way to just make some fucking money? Like, bro,
everybody else was doing it.
Man, that shit was stupid. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, that shit was dumb. Like, one thing I can sit here and give myself like a round of applause on, bro. I'm not just like, if it's meant for me to have some money, I'm just gonna get it by fucking hard work or whatever is supposed to come my way. Yeah, I'm not looking for no fucking get rich or die scheme. Like, that shit.
Their mother was trying to, what's the name?
Nigga, everybody in their mother was. I remember that shit, dog. I know some girls.
Like, well, can you send the link out? Can I put on your page?
Fuck no, nigga. I know girls who listening to this shit right now. They had that shit, was trying to sell that bullshit. Y'all are crazy, dog. Like, it ain't no such thing. Like, if you don't have to put a real skill to that shit, dog, I'm telling you right now, you ain't about to become no fucking millionaire off of it. And that's the shit that they be selling. And real quick, I do want to sit here and say this. I hate the fact that people are sitting here, like, I guess people with a popular, even I seen like Joe Budden. I listened to Van Lathan's High Learning, and then I also was there's a couple other podcasts I listened to, and people were sitting here trying to condemn people for sitting here having like, I guess, an aha moment with the young lady who got killed in Tanzania. And you can't sit here, there's no way in hell y'all can sit here just because y'all personally may know her. You can't make people feel some type of way, because the same way people had smoke for Kevin Samuels, you can't be mad that people had smoke for the shit that she was saying. And then you can't be mad, and then people
she was saying stuff.
Yeah, she was saying like some crazy, like some shit that, like, I forgot the little tweet that they was niggas, everybody and their mother was like reposting and sharing. It was like something about black men find a way to piss me off every day or disappoint us, some crazy shit like that. I sent it to a homegirl, man. But she had, like I said, she had all of those different little situations. But my thing of it is, you can't be mad for people feeling some type of way. Like you can't, like if you want people, and then I seen people even saying it's crazy that she was having that soft girl life era, or selling. That's what she was. Her influence was like a soft girl era lifestyle, and then your family got to do a GoFundMe, and that's the reason why I tied that into the Stormy Daniels shit. Like y'all just can't believe everything people sell you on social media.
Yeah, of course. But then that's I think that's the problem. It's just like your I guess everybody you want to look good for what I guess you saying or what you believe. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to present it in the right way.
No, but listen what I'm saying. I get that, but it's at the same time, you should be able to sit here and try to build stuff on. And that's why, again, where I fuck with people like Kev on stage, where it's like, try to find a way to become popular or famous off of the closest thing you can do to being yourself. Or being just as genuinely honest with yourself.
But then to me, how can you say somebody's not being themselves then? Because like I said, I don't know her situation or what she was posting or whatever the case may be, but just who she chose to date, you can't hold somebody. Like, I get it if she was like, oh, mega this, mega this, mega this, mega this, mega that. I get that you're trying to hold somebody accountable for something like that. But I don't get for somebody preference why are they even, what are they?
I mean, I think because people going to look at it where it's not. And let's be clear, I seen what was oh man, I think I sent that shit to y'all where it's like, don't get it twisted. I don't think that I don't want to sit here and make it seem like that can't, like domestic violence stuff can't happen when it comes to if you was dating somebody black, because I mean we'll play on shit when we talk about a couple of these other situations later on in this episode. Like I don't think if there's not a I don't think it's realistically, it's not necessarily a race to it, but I think sometimes it's just how you make people feel. I think, and just realistically for anybody listening, you kind of just got to think about how you make people feel while you're on earth or while you show up on social media every day is the way people going to celebrate you when you pass. It don't matter who you is. And you can't be, and let's trust and believe, I understand if you were like, when I was listening to Joe and it was kind of just, but like, even listening to him, like, nigga, you don't have sympathy for Megan Thee Stallion and you think niggas supposed to sit here and give a fuck about just because you knew this girl that niggas supposed to change the way they feel about how she passed. You can't do that. You can't do, again, because my whole point is you can't look for sympathy and empathy from people if that's not how you show other people when people pass. Or when something of a tragic happened to people you don't personally know or don't got a personal relationship with. You can't, because guess what? The same way you disrespect Meg Thee Stallion, why niggas can't disrespect this girl? Because you got a personal relationship with her, so the rest of the world's supposed to feel some type of way because you feel some type of way? How do that work?
Yeah, but Meg didn't die.
It don't matter. She still went to the fucking hospital. So what? Right, you don't show her no empathy at all.
Cool. I get, but I don't think that's two different like situations. Though.
How? It's still violence to a woman. One just died and the other one didn't. What the fuck is the difference? You can't pick and choose. That's my point. So that's my whole that's my point of what I'm saying. Niggas pick and choose when you want people to use their empathy. If you want people to use empathy, you have to show empathy all the time.
But nobody do it all the time.
Well, then guess what? Then dude,
nobody do it all the time. But like I said, I can't see how somebody just, like I said, I get it if she was just like, oh fuck blacks or whatever. Like, okay, would it be the same? Like if you like even when I don't know if you heard the part with Mona made that like when they was talking about the
slow girl.
No.
The dude, the Spanish girl, her father died. He voted for Trump. And she
no. When they was talking about the whole dating, the lesbian, like when she was like, oh, lesbians be having the most DVs and all that. When she made the little joke, But so like, if somebody like a girl who's lesbian, men, they do this, they do that. Yeah, you gonna say you're gonna drag the situation? You gonna do the same? You gonna treat her the same way too? Like you know,
Mona?
No, I'm saying like how you know how lesbians like, oh wow, that's why I'm with a woman now. But then something happened to her. That's what you're saying?
Oh, like if you saying like if a woman do something to another woman. And then all her videos was bashing men saying that's why I date women. And then a woman end up taking her life. I'm sure will be people on social media who will do that to her. Look at how niggas did Kevin Samuels.
No, it's a crazy world we live in.
But just think about that. But this is my only thing of it is you can't sit here and some people did it with Charlie Kirk. Some people did it with Kevin Samuels. People, you're absolutely right. Everybody do not have empathy for everybody when they pass, but you cannot sit here and tell other people how this person may have made them feel via social media. You can't sit here and make them have to cut that shit off just because you personally knew this person. That to me, like that, it don't work like that because women would sit here throwing food on the grill for when Kevin Samuels passed. Because the way when he was alive, the way he made them feel. You can't sit here and like I get it. Like people sitting here trying to make it seem like it's just some you can't be mad at the partner they chose. Nigga, they just killed fucking Tia Mallory on fucking Threads because of her husband. Well, I'm talking wore her ass completely the fuck out on it. Made her delete her. She literally just started her fucking Threads account last week and she deleted that motherfucker the same day she made it because niggas was just like, oh, don't sit here and come on something, hey, whatever. You on the wrong platform. This we heavy pro-black on this motherfucker. Your husband a Trump supporter and this, that, and the third. Like niggas was cooking her. Oh, you the sister we don't like.
Oh, the twin.
Yeah.
What? Who was she?
She married to a white man. That's my
But
point.
the other one with the young dude. Right?
Yeah, with the dude,
Okay.
her husband was the actor as well.
No,
But now she dating a younger dude, yeah, for sure, a younger black dude.
Oh,
Of
I
course,
thought
yeah.
that was fake.
No.
Oh, she really is.
The one of the sister that's on one of the sisters, I don't know which one is which, but one of the sisters is married to a MAGA fucking supporting white dude.
Oh, okay.
So when fucking I want to say I can't remember the tweets, but when George Floyd passed and all that, nigga, her husband was going crazy, and they kicked her ass. So that's what I'm saying here, saying like you can't. I get it. I understand it. In a perfect world, everybody would be nice and everybody would have empathy for people when they pass, but just sometimes niggas just don't. Hold on.
Yes, we all can.
I was trying to. I thought some people did a voiceover to it.
Damn, my dead family members got. City Nash, F your dead people. Damn, what would make him say that? Because I said on this post this. Ashley Janae, who was on a trip to Tanzania with her fiance, was found dead by hanging, which is now reported to be, she did it to herself. Since we don't want to say that word. All I said was, anyways, what y'all doing this fast Sunday? Well, I mean, all right, but you mad at me because I know that she said this. Every day, black men wake up and find new ways to embarrass us. So pardon me if I don't really care about her fate from somebody that she chose specifically because of the color of their skin and not the contents of their character. My bad, bro, because if you was just gonna love that person, that's cool. But she once said this. Y'all got to stop putting white men on a pedestal for finding black women attractive. Honestly, I've dated white guys for as long as I can remember, but I've never bashed black men or belittled them while doing so. And she said, I don't know about that because white men love their black wives, girlfriends. I'm just saying people are people. But she was lying because when we go through her profile and see her businesses, all she wanted was white men. As we go through her stuff, her models are all white. So pardon me, bruh. As you start to kiss that woman ass. And I'm like this across the board. So I'm going to be fair, square, obvious, and honest. When I seen the white lady, the white influencer lady in Miami who smoked the black dude, I said the same shit. So, hey, I'm only going to be as thorough as I've ever been. But, hey, God be with you because I ain't. Prayers to her family. I don't know what the hell happened, if it actually happened that way.
And again, like I said, you can't just, I understand how people, if it's somebody personally to you, you may feel some type of way. But again, like I said, if you want people to have some type of, I guess, empathy for you or some type of decency for you if something happens to you negatively or traumatically, you kind of just got to be careful on how you show up. Again, like I said, every day via social media. Like you just have to sit here and pay attention to how you treat people, how you may rub certain people wrong, the things you may say, the way you use your voice, you use your platform. Because if you use your platform to benefit people and sit here and champion and show love to people, I'm sure it'll be a completely different. I'm sure we see people pass damn near every day on social media, and just the way some people show up for other people is completely different. Everybody doesn't get the same treatment. So, and it's just because some people make people feel special and some people make people feel bad. So again, like I said, if you want empathy, you got to give empathy. If you want people to sit here and show love to you, God forbid if something bad happens to you, you show love to people while you're here. Make people feel good and make people feel special. And I guarantee you, God forbid if something happens to you in a tragic situation, people will show up for you with that same type of love and empathy. But again, like I said, rest in peace to that young lady. That was just something I know because we talked about it kind of like early before the story really broke. I just kind of wanted to revisit it real quick. But it was there's so much stuff going on in the world. Let's go Lululemon. Oh my damn, why the fuck? I thought that was a news clip. They on me with that shit. Damn.
I want to give you a briefing regarding the incident that occurred this afternoon here in the 700 block of Kenworth Avenue. At approximately 3:30 today, officers responded to the report of sounds of gunshots here in the 700 block of Kenworth Avenue. When they arrived on the scene, they located two youths that were suffering from multiple gunshots. One of those individuals was pronounced and remained on the scene here. The other individual was transported to a local hospital for treatment. The information that I provided here on this case this afternoon, obviously it's very preliminary. The scene is still being investigated by detectives on the scene here. With that being said, when this happened this afternoon, there were a lot of vehicles that were in traffic and traveling on 295 past the area. We know with the weather, there's a lot of folks that were outside. So if there's anyone who may have been in the area or have any information related to this, we'd ask them to contact the MPD Real-Time Crime Center. And that number is 202-727-9099, or also text 5041 to provide us any information that you may have related to this. Sure, so the preliminary information we have, and again, this is not finalized. We believe one of the individuals is 12 years old and the other one is possibly 13, but that has not been finalized. What we know is it happened right here in the kind of the parking lot area of the convenience store that's over here. We know that the young people, there was a group of individuals, which these two young people were part of, that were out there. The information that we believe is possibly two shooters came up and then discharged at the group, striking our two young people. Both shooters are still at large? At this point, both shooters are still at large, and that's why we're asking for anyone's information that may have been in the area to provide us additional context of what that may have, a description, what that may have looked like. I want to give you a briefing.
Oh, how much do Wemby got right now? I feel like this nigga got like 40. God damn. Real quick, I do want to sit here and say, and I guess I guess my conversation to I guess I'm asking to the Maryland and Virginia parents, especially the single moms. I wondered, how do y'all feel sometimes when like some of these conversations go on? And I'm just talking about just the comment section, or just people's commentary around these tragic situations that keep happening in the DC area with the kids, and people kind of keep blaming it on the kids not having anything to do. Because when I hear those, and when I see people even saying that, and I read it in the comment section, oh, we need stuff they do for the kids. And then that kind of make me feel like, I almost feel, and I could be wrong, but I'm just sitting here thinking like that felt like almost a slap in the face to all the moms that I know that live in Maryland who are single mothers, and they may have to work multiple jobs, or they got to work extra hours at their job, or pick up side hustles and things to keep their kids busy. Where it's like, when you hear like these crazy stories that happen in the DC, and the first thing you hear is saying, oh, these kids don't have nothing to do, and this, that, and the third, and that case may be. I'm like, damn, so what about people who live in Maryland and Virginia who they got to pay for their kids to do shit? Like, they got to keep their kids busy, or they got to buy their kids PlayStation systems and headsets and all this other shit to keep their kids busy, to keep them from hanging outside, where you kind of just, every time you hear something bad happen in DC, the first thing they do is just blame it on the kids not having nothing to do. But what about all the single moms in Virginia and Maryland that's making shit happen and keeping their kids from hanging outside? And that's just not, and this is not
What
just
you
a
mean,
one,
like?
this is not just a one, because every time you hear something like, I feel like damn near every other day is something crazy happening to a teenager or a younger kid in the DC area. And every time in the comment section, all you see is, in the conversation around it, is you see people keep saying, oh, the kids don't have nothing to do. And this is why the kids is just outside.
So what you mean? Like, why? How would the people from Maryland feel? What you mean?
Because I'm just saying here, I feel like that's a cop out.
No, what? That's why. That's not a cop out.
Well,
it's true.
So the city should have to be responsible for having your kids with something
No,
to do.
it's not. I mean, when you okay, would you like us growing up, right? We wasn't in no camps or stuff like that, but we was outside playing around. We had stuff to do, right?
But you can't say that, because we went to camps too. It wasn't like you wasn't no camp all year, no all
Right, it
summer
wasn't
long.
all
shit.
summer long. That's what I'm saying. But you had stuff to do,
For sure, of
recreation,
course.
movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had stuff to do. But like you say, like in the city, what is it like? What is it to do for kids?
The same shit it is for kids in Maryland to do. What you mean? Like when Go-Go's was around, if it was only Go-Go's in Maryland, DC kids still went to Maryland Go-Go's. What did that mean?
So that's what I'm
we're
saying.
not making it like this is actually like a real like
But
a
that's what I'm saying.
2-hour drive, nigga. Like some parts
No,
of DC
but when
is.
you saying the Maryland or Virginia parents should feel some type of way, but why would they feel some type of way if they putting their kids in? You know what I'm saying? Like, they actually putting their kids and stuff.
No, yeah, he got. Damn, this nigga got 35. I was just wondering. I kept saying I felt like he had 40. Yeah, but no, you missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, your cop out can't be that the city is not providing you free shit to do. when other people in your surrounding areas got to pay for their kids to do stuff. They keep their kids out of trouble. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I mean, because
So, because listen to what I'm saying. Because when I hear people, and again, like I said, it's just not tied to that one situation. Because it's literally even with the curfew shit, with any of these, all of these different things you're seeing this happening to children in the DC area. If you go read in the comment section, the first thing you keep seeing is seeing people. I don't pick a topic, pick anything that got something to do with kids in the DC area. It don't even have to be the extreme of like shooting. It could just be some people fighting or some whatever the case may be. And all you'll see is the kids don't have nothing to do. If the recreation centers was open and this and the third, like why do y'all sit here and feel like that the city is supposed to take care of your kid? That's when I read that. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like, hey, the city not giving us shit free to do. So my kid, the only free thing they can do is just be outside. So you want to be a fucking free parent. Like that shit to me is be throwing me off. And again, like I said, this is not just a one scenario situation. This is not just for just whatever. This is just as a whole. Anytime I see or hear something, if you go read I don't care, pick a topic or something that happened to do with a kid in the DC area. That's all you hear people in the or read people saying in the comment section is, oh, they don't have no Rex. They don't have this, that, and the third. But no, where the fuck else do they got free Rex? Like that's the shit to be kind of.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I think because, like I said, in Maryland, right, you go outside, ain't nobody hanging out.
But you can't say that because it's neighborhoods that the niggas hang out in Maryland.
Right, but there is those neighborhoods. But like I said, but it's more common in DC than it is Maryland, right? Like most neighborhoods in DC, like you coming outside, that's a bunch of dudes hanging outside.
Sure. Okay,
so cool. I think that's why they probably saying like they don't have nothing to do. All they do is go outside. They can't even play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like they going outside, and the first thing they see is the youngest outside.
But listen to what I'm saying though. But guess what? Guess what the common conversation is for most parents in Maryland is, my kids don't go outside anyway. They just in the house on the game all day. So all I'm just sitting here saying is like, you can't see it, then spend some money to keep your kid in the house. Like kids in Maryland don't go outside because they don't want to go outside. They can if they wanted to. They just don't, because you know why? Because they in the house playing the game. That's my point. I think sometimes when I hear that conversation, I feel like you basically want the kids to do shit for free. You don't want to spend no money to keep your kid occupied and keep your child busy. You don't want to spend no money. You can say because you can keep your kid in AAU all year long. I know endless single mothers who keep their kids in sports all year long. They got to pay for that. That shit ain't free.
At all, unless you good.
Yeah, unless you good, but most of them ain't fucking good. So that's my point. So you can't. So that's why when I'm saying, when I hear that conversation or something, nigga, your kids got two. Listen to me. For people who just Marcus' kids got two. I'm not saying making it seem like we didn't at the same time, but your kids got two different fucking their own personal shit, their own systems and monitors and all to keep themselves busy where they don't have to go. If they don't want, I'm sure they don't even think twice about going outside.
Because they do, but like I said, but that's not a thing. That's not what they. Like I said, I think it's different. Like the area, I think it's just prepared the area.
But what's that? The area? They don't know what area they in because they in the house on the game.
Like I said, they be wanting to go outside. They be wanting, like I said, when Caden want to go hang with his little friends. Like I said, but that's why I say I think it's just because DC. Yeah, as soon as you go outside, boom, boom, boom. You right here hanging in this. You out. That's the first thing you see. And like even with, like I said, Maryland kids, like I said, my kid, oh, Dad, can you take me to go hang with my friends? Well, now I got to go drive all the way up Marlboro for you to go hang with your friends. Like, no, that's what I said. I think it's the access, and that's probably why they're saying they need stuff to do. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my kids in the house because I'm not going all the way back out Brandywine or whatever the case for you to hang with your friends. That's what they live at.
I don't know. Like I said, I ain't a parent, but when I hear that shit, to me, it just be like, I feel like that shit.
I don't think it's a slight. I wouldn't be tripped. No, like I said, because I believe it. I wouldn't. Because I could just imagine, like I said, like I said, if you living in DC or whatever, like the stuff that they probably seeing or whatever.
Sure. So I mean, listen to what I'm saying. A lot. I hear all of that, and I think a lot of those things, even realistically, should be conversations that you had. If you know the area that you feel like. And again, this is a conversation me and Top have all the time because neither one of us don't got kids. And one of the reasons why, if I know that realistically, if I had to sit here and have a kid and that's where I was going to have to raise my kid where it's going to be fucking 30 niggas hanging outside of my building, then that should be a fucking conversation I should have before I even have a kid, dog. And again, maybe that's just one of my beefs with just people in general. Just when you sit here saying having kids with niggas don't even sit here and say, let me sit here and take the time before I sit here and lay down and have a kid. Where am I going to have to bring my kid in? What area am I going to have to bring my kid in? And if I got to bring my kid in this area, am I going to do something extraordinary to keep my kid away from any of these circumstances? And again, like I said, this is not just a one-off. This is a damn near every time. Next week, I guarantee you, I can have the same conversation next week. I can have the same conversation when the summertime. You got to think when the summer ain't even start yet. I can continuously have this conversation all year long, every other fucking day, because that's every time. I'm telling you, you could pick one. I seen the joint where I wish I would have sent myself that video. I seen a video where Lonnie B was sitting here saying something like that, and I'm like, bro, it's just, but what about the fucking fuck if the city don't offer you nothing for free? Okay, cool. The city don't offer you nothing for free. So again, for all the people who live in Virginia and Maryland, the city nobody don't offer them shit for free neither. But they find shit for their kids to do. And I think, again, that's to me, that's the cop out on just sitting here saying, oh, the city don't give us free. So fucking what? AAU ain't free for nobody, nowhere in America. I seen a white nigga complaining on Twitter the other day, like, damn, I paid $30 to see my son play AAU basketball. Yeah. $30 for a parent, his kid play on the team.
Yeah, that's how much it is getting them in them games. I mean, that's for one day.
So you listen to what I'm just saying. So that's my point. You can't sit here. Motherfuckers want to have kids for free and want the city to sit here and take care of their kids. It don't work like that. This is America, though.
But that's what but how many people in the city still live off of the government or whatever the case may be? That's what I'm saying. I don't think you saying they shouldn't complain, but if that's what they living off of, why wouldn't they complain about it?
That's crazy. That's my point. That to me is a part of the problem. And that to me, and that's the uncomfortable conversation I understand that nobody don't want to have, and because nobody don't want to seem judgmental, or you don't want to seem like you fucking being bougie or whatever the case may be. But bro, we gotta have real conversations. Like, if you feel like that you sit here gotta rely on the city to give you free shit for your kids that have something to do, then you should have thought twice about having kids. And that's just how I feel about it. And that's why I don't got kids.
I wish that they would have stuff free to do.
Yeah, it's a difference between wishing they had it, but you're not relying on it neither. Like you sitting here, you contradicting yourself, nigga. Do you want them to sit here and they got you go? If you're gonna be a parent and you can't sit here and cross your fingers and hope that the city gonna give you something for free and knowing 9 times out of 10 they won't. If you're gonna be a parent, be a parent. You can't be looking for the fucking city to come and save you and your kid. Like, that shit is crazy to me.
To have a summer camp, why wouldn't I be looking for that? What do you mean?
Because summer camps ain't free. It ain't never been free.
Yes, some of them are. That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't I want a free summer camp or somewhere to take?
I get people want free shit, but it ain't nothing free, dog. That's why people used to buy their kids Six Flags season passes and send their kids to Six Flags every fucking day. Or what about we talking about shit with teenagers? Why the fuck your kid can't get a job?
Oh, that's another thing. Like, kids don't want to work.
All right. How about it? So when the fuck the kids got you had an option if you could work or not? When we had summertime, we had a summer job every summer since we was old enough to work. That wasn't even an option. I don't even think that I didn't even want it to be an option because I wanted to be able to buy my own shoes and shit. Shit that my mother didn't want to buy. I want to be able to buy when I'm going back to school because I'm going into high school. I'm going to middle school. Like, come on, dog. Y'all got it.
News we're following for you out of Shreveport, Louisiana. 8 children are dead after what police are calling a domestic disturbance. Officials are working to gather more details about the horrific event, which extended across 3 locations. The victims are between the ages of 1 and 14 years old. Police reporting the suspect was fatally shot during a vehicle chase. Here is how one officer described the scene.
The individual responsible, once leaving this scene, performed a carjacking right here in close proximity to the corner of West 79th and Linwood, at which point in time, Shreveport Police Patrol officers got behind that vehicle and they chased it. The vehicle was chased into Bossier Parish, and at which point in time, Shreveport police officers did discharge their firearm, and that individual is deceased.
A total of 10 people were shot. The investigation is ongoing.
That shit was crazy. Hold on, I'm trying to find a better clip of this. Because I can't believe this. Like this, hold on, is this it right here?
We've got some breaking news coming out of the United States. We're hearing that 8 children between the ages of 1 and 14 have been killed after a mass shooting in Louisiana. Authorities have described the shooting as a domestic disturbance, and some of the children were related to the suspected shooter who was shot dead by police during a car chase. Officers say they are still gathering details about the crime scene, which extended across 3 locations. 8 children killed in a mass shooting in Louisiana, according to police.
I ain't gonna lie to you, that's one of the reasons why, again, when we was having that conversation a few minutes ago about just the well, I wouldn't just want to put it on just being like, okay, if you was only dating a white guy or you was only dating a black dude or whatever the case may be. I don't feel like realistically that's a one. I don't think it's just. I don't think it comes with a race. I think realistically, because from the way it sounds like this story is kind of playing out, it sounds like this was a baby father that just, I don't necessarily know what the hell happened to him, but he just completely lost his mind and just completely crashed out. And it sounded like he had 8 kids and then maybe he shot 2 of his baby mothers. I'm just putting this from the pictures and kind of because the story still seemed like it's kind of broken up, and I don't necessarily know what the whole total thing is, because I think I want to say the police officers killed him, so I don't know. I mean, of course, you don't get to see what sides of the story, so realistically, you're not gonna get all the information until probably like sometime the rest of this week, I guess, after these women. Because I don't think the women died.
So how
I think the women are in the hospital. What happened?
So how the 8 kids died?
Maybe he went in the house and shot. I don't necessarily know, because that's the way the story is coming out. They ain't giving you no real details.
Okay, so like he went in the house, shot everybody up, and then
went to another house.
And they was chasing after him. That's when they killed him.
Yeah, but it sounded like he went to one house, shot up 1 baby moms and some kids, and then went to another, because this all didn't have all 8 kids. This shit didn't happen to all of them at one time. So this happened at one house, and then it sounded like he drove and went to another house, and then this happened, and then the police end up catching him and killing him.
That's crazy. Gotta be careful who you procreate with.
Google #1 cause of death for pregnant women in the United States of America. Homicide is the #1 cause of death of pregnant women. That is a crazy statistic. Crazy isn't even the word for it, but it's a real statistic. So there is a general acceptance of violence toward women that cuts across racial lines. That is not just about mental health. It is about other factors in which we have made violence toward women completely acceptable, be it in our language about women, be it in movies and our entertainment concerning women, be it in all those things where this has been something that, speaking literally for this country, that has existed from the beginning. So before we skip to mental health, I love for us to deal with the violence toward women and the disproportionate violence directed at Black women. Would love to have that conversation first. Google #1 cause of death.
So for people who don't know who that is, of course, that's Jemele Hill. And that conversation started off because of the but not about to say the police officer, the ex, what's he, a governor? What's it, his? I know his last. The crazy thing is, what's his name? Justin Fairfax murdered the source. I want to say he was somebody in the office in Virginia. And the crazy thing is, I thought he was in Fairfax, Virginia, but he was somewhere else in Virginia. But I do want to sit here and let me give you better news clips of them actually breaking down and talking about him, because that was one of the huge stories over the weekend. But she kind of just wanted to sit here and say, don't just push it off the mental health, because that's the first thing people do, especially, of course, when somebody takes their own life. The first thing they do off the rip is sit here and throw it into just it being like, oh, a mental health situation. He had his own mental health illness that he was dealing with, and that story is kind of messed up to a different level, because realistically, though, his kids was in the house. So I understand why people go to the mental health thing, but she basically saying, let's just not make it seem like the only people who sit here and take their significant other life is just because it's some mental health shit. Like, stop allowing niggas to use that kind of as a cop out. Because I do feel,
but don't it have something to do with it though?
No,
right?
for sure. Of course it do. If you take your own life, of course.
But I mean, even for you to sit here and kill somebody, that will have to be a mental.
No, I can't. You can't say that, because I feel like some people just.
What? That's a mental thing. If you never did nothing, never harmed nobody, never did nothing, and then something triggered you to open fire or kill somebody, that's a mental thing. That's not, you're not a trained killer.
No, for sure. Okay.
That's a mental thing.
I got you. I get what you're saying. I agree with that.
You had that breaking point was like, damn, I can't take enough is enough. It's a mental
I agree
thing.
with you on that part. Okay, I agree with you. When you say it like that, I agree.
Cause like I get it. Like you just Stone Cold. Well, I killed this person. Like you a Stone Cold killer.
Then that's different.
No,
Yeah,
you that one moment like, all right, enough is enough.
And then you just snap out. Yeah, I agree with that.
Breaking news out of Virginia. Fairfax County Police say that former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and...
Also, hold on real quick. So I was right. So this was in Fairfax, Virginia, and his last name is also Fairfax as well. I thought I was tripping, but I was like, I thought this was in Fairfax, Virginia. But okay, I wasn't tripping.
Killed his wife and himself in what appears to be a murder-suicide. Fairfax's children were in the house at the time. One of them was the 911 caller. Police say the shooting appears to be related to an ongoing domestic dispute between the couple, who are undergoing what they described as a messy divorce and still live together.
Former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife inside of their home and then shot and killed himself. I know he was served some paperwork recently. Apparently the paperwork indicated when he was next to appear in court. That may have been a spark, and detectives will figure that out, that led to this tragedy here. Again, a mother shot and killed, taken from her children, and then he takes his own life.
Disturbing breaking.
You know why, man? It's a million reasons why this story is sad. And I apologize to everybody who listening. You feel like I'm kind of bringing down the vibes. But I mean, me personally, I just can't have a podcast and we just be sitting here just talking about a box of bullshit all day. Like it's too much real stuff going on. And I try to like give it a good sweet mixture between sports and entertainment and stuff. And I'll lighten up the mood in a minute. But I'm just not a fan of just cutting on a Joan and niggas just be having conversations like the world, just like real shit ain't going on in the world, and niggas just talking about like Drake and Kendrick Lamar 2 years later. Like me personally, I can't do that. I don't want to say, I hope people who listening, you don't want to hear just somebody still just holding on to them dumbass conversations for like 2 years. Like I don't want to be academics like, oh my God, I can't wait for Iceman to drop. Like, bro, I'm like, this is real fuck. It's too much real shit going in the world for me to just sit here and be able to talk for 3 hours and we talking about fucking when Iceman dropped. Like that to me is just stupid. But again, going to this one is like, it's so messed up because it's like, no, you did this shit when you ain't even think about your kids. Like you ain't even had a decency to like send your kids somewhere off for the weekend or something. Like your kids had to come and see both of their parents dead. Bro, you can't, it's no way in fucking God's green earth. Like you think that like man. I'm gonna tell you a perfect example for this, for people who just kind of like, if you want to just take you, like, if you ever had a conversation with somebody who served time in the military and they actually have seen people like die in front of them, bro, do you know how fried niggas' brains be? Like when you be having them conversations with them all like on just off of some regular, like, hey, what's something crazy you had? And like a nigga sit here and tell you like, oh, I had somebody who served in the jump with me and one of them kids, like them stories be real. Or a nigga sit here and think he about to give some box and he in another country and a lady got like glass inside her vagina and chop his meat off. That to me is that level of like fucked up that these kids going to be. You talking about both of your parents, dog. Like you didn't even had like, come on, man. Like you ain't had, like, to me, the most, if you're going to do this, have some decency for the kids and send them off somewhere for the weekend.
That's why I say that mental thing. That's mental.
Let somebody else find it, but your kids got to find a body and call 911. Come on, dog. Them kids is going to be fucked for the rest of their life. Mother's Day, holidays, fuck, like it ain't nothing. And I don't even know how old the kids is because the pictures they showing, they was all young at that time. So I'm sure they got to be a little bit older than that, especially to do the 911 call. But man, it's just so fucked up because now you fuck these kids up. They probably not even gonna be able to date properly for years. Because I don't know how many of y'all have ever tried to date somebody who has lost a parent. Like even that conversation, especially, and it don't matter how many years it be. Like I be seeing some people sometimes like on social media, like their parents may have been gone for like 20 years. And that shit still on certain holidays still hit like their parent just passed yesterday. Mm-hmm. Like I literally just seen maybe like a week or two ago, I seen a lady that I follow and she like her mom been gone for 20 years, but that shit still hit her like it just happened. So I can't imagine these two kids literally sitting here had to say, you hear the shots go off and you somewhere in the house and then you come down and both of your parents gone. You're going to have so many fucking questions. Like what holiday you going to be able to even enjoy anymore? Like, man, that's fuck. Like that to me is like, that's the most selfish shit. Like if you was going to do that type of shit, like at least send the kids somewhere else for the weekend.
But I mean, still, even that,
they still gonna be fucked up. But I ain't have to see the baddies, dog.
Let's fucking walk away.
I mean that too, but Phew. Real quick, I guess because we can play this, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't be a teacher or a principal and try to play. Because sometimes when we hear about these school shootings, somebody always wish that people play Superman. But then when you actually get to see a video of like the principal really being Superman, I still kind of be like, damn, you gotta really love them kids. Because
you just gotta have that. What do you just say? Empathy, right?
Did you see the old nigga jumping inside?
Oh, I didn't.
Look at newly released security camera footage from Pauls Valley High School in Oklahoma. It shows the high school principal tackling a gunman who planned to carry out a Columbine-inspired shooting. 20-year-old Victor Hawkins told a judge last week he had every intention of shooting students, faculty, and then himself. The principal was shot in the leg during the takedown. Hawkins is being held on $1 million bail. First look at
Dog, this nigga had he had the gun in his hand and then someone, this teacher was like, this ain't like some this is an old school principal, like big fat older white man, and really and the nigga already had the gun out in his hand. And he ran and tackled this nigga. Like,
would you do the same though?
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, Marcus, and say I would. I don't honestly know.
But you're responsible for those kids.
I hear what you're saying,
nigga. You better do it, because at the end of the day, so if it do happen and they see, oh damn, you left, like nigga, they're gonna sue the shit out your ass. Because at the end of the day, you're responsible for my kid. They in your hands. So you supposed to do whatever you can to protect my kid.
I hear you. But that, I hear you. I just shout out to that principal, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Watching that video, I'm like, oh, that took a lot of guts. I don't necessarily know if I got it. Like sometimes, like some days when I get mad enough, I feel like I got that type of guts. But just off the random, on just a random ass day, I don't necessarily know if that's true.
But that would hunt you though, right?
No, if he pulled off, if you was the principal and you seen him coming into the school with the gun and he was about to do it and you just ran and went and hid somewhere, and then he end up sitting here like hitting 10 or 20 kids, for sure, that shit will live with you for the rest of you. It will haunt you for the rest of your life. But at the same time, you could have ran and tackled that nigga, and if he was actually really a good shooter, then you could have been dead too.
I'd have been all right with it.
Because I'm sure, just think about it. I hear what you're saying, but on a hindsight 2020, imagine when his wife see that video when he come home. Man, his wife was gonna cuss him the fuck out.
For what? You did,
but who you think you is? You ain't goddamn Superman. You ain't. This ain't no movie.
Nah,
you don't get no second chance.
No, hell no. Ain't no way.
I hear you. Like I said,
what you would get upset with your husband for your wife for fucking?
I might.
Oh no, you tripping.
That's
selfish.
I mean, I hear you.
You're such a bad parent that you.
I do want to play this one because, matter of fact, let's try to lighten the mood, but I feel like, oh man, let's go. We can lighten the mood. Let's go to music real quick, because we had this conversation before about 56 Nights when we were sitting here talking about Future's catalog. So this is a dude I follow on TikTok, and I think he also got an Instagram page, and he was basically sitting here saying he took the Bada 6 over 56 Nights, and then people was basically kind of like on his page kicking his back in. But I do think, of course, because realistically,
What's Bada 6?
Bada 6 was Young Thug's first album. That was Got Me a Check and Got a Check. What was also another big song off of there? Hercules. He had a couple, the dude gonna break it down.
No way, boy, but ain't no way that y'all actually think that 56 Nights is a better project than a Bada 6. And yet, look at y'all, calling me everything but my grandmama child. So, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna discuss how it's literally impossible that 56 Nights is a better project than the Bada 6. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. March Madness was a bigger song than every song on the Bada 6. True, but once you get past that, it just turns to a squad, right? Once you talk about going song for song. Constantly hating versus never gonna lose. I personally think Thug had the better intro, but I'm willing to say it's a toss-up depending on what type of fan you are. But after that, there ain't no more toss-ups. With that versus Purple coming in. You know damn well we not playing Purple coming in over, how about skirt? Yeah, what you gonna do with it? If you out there, yeah, what you gonna do with it? No, you're not cool. No, you're not boo. Can't Tell versus Diamonds from Africa. If you can find 10 people who can rap Diamonds from Africa on live, I give them $1,000.
Real quick though, I don't know the words to Diamonds in Africa, but Diamonds from Africa is a better song. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of Future songs. A lot of Future songs come on, and 90% of the people don't know the words because it's just kind of like the vibe.
It doesn't sound like I never even heard that.
Of course, we can't play it, but 56 Nights. I mean, I would take Diamonds in Africa over that.
Rap Diamonds from Africa on live, and I'll give you $1,000. Check versus now. What are we doing at this point? This is a stupid comparison. Never had it versus No Compadre. And here's why I realized that y'all confused with the timeline. Y'all are conflating what happened with Beast Mode, which dropped right before this, and DS2. Y'all are mixing those songs because it went shit on 56 Nights. This was the last project in the run. Compare this song that don't nobody know to Never Had It with Young Thug and Dolph skating like Cascade. Y'all trying to tell me? Come on, next song. And the last song that we have not discussed yet is 56 Nights. And that's the thing. Because even if you go 56 Nights versus Dreams, there are no more songs on 56 Nights. The tape is over. Meanwhile, on the rest of Young Thug's astronomical breakout, there's still Halftime, Knocked Off, Numbers, and Just Might Be. There's 4 songs left that Future don't even have on this other project
from Young Thug
that is better than
go look at it
all
YouTube
of the other songs on that
hard.
project except March Madness. March Madness is
So again, like I said, I do think most Future fans, because of course, we had this conversation on here, and until you actually go and look at the albums and go look at the songs, and if you kind of remember, like a lot of those, just because some of those songs on there, again, was just such big ass songs. Like he said, there was no songs on the bottom 6 bigger than March Madness. So of course, off the rip, because 56 Nights got March Madness on there, like when we had the conversation, and make you feel like, oh, March Madness, 56 Nights got to be a classic, until you actually go through the genre and be like, it probably just March Madness was such a huge song. It carried that whole project. And it was, again, in the middle of Future dropping all these other projects back to back, where a lot of those projects was just like, he had 1 or 2 big ass songs on them jumps that kind of carried little EPs that only had like 7 or 8 songs. So again, like I said, that was just, to me, was like just a cool little conversation. And of course, it switched the tempo up a little bit on the conversations that we was having on here. I feel like I'm missing out on something. Oh, this was Good Morning America.
Okay, for Chicago fans to be upset. That was a franchise cornerstone that was traded, and there was a lot of questions as to what she was traded for. But on the Atlanta side of all this, I don't know that there is a player that makes more sense for the Dream than Angel Reese. The city as well as the franchise, right? When you're talking about them trying to take the next steps in the postseason, but also in terms of the demographics of Atlanta. And there are going to be little Black girls that are in Atlanta now that are going to get to find a new hero in Angel Reese. And she's talked about how important that is to her. So it's not only a fit on the court, it's a fit off of it as well.
In the little time we have left, we're going to do a rapid fire round. Malika, we'll start with you.
Again, like I said, real quick, I just played that clip, but I do want to sit here and say I'm kind of a little bit disappointed in the WNBA because Natasha Cloud, for people who don't know who Natasha Cloud is, I'm sure you have seen her, and you probably get her mixed up with Ty Young, because before I followed the WNBA, I used to get them two mixed up all the time because they both kind of like, they similar each other a little bit. That little light skin caramel kind of like mini like stud, but kind of still like as a man, you can still kind of see like, all right, it's still a good looking woman. I kind of get it. But she did play for the Mystics for a minute, and she also played for the Liberty last year. And when she got, and the crazy thing is, even leading up to the season or leading up before they even got to the CBA, she was doing endless commercials with the New York mayor, Mondami. Like, they got a couple of different little commercials and TikTok videos that they had done together. So it kind of felt like that she was going to go back to the Liberty. But if I'm being honest, she's kind of very outspoken via social media. So you kind of felt like they may sit here and blackball her a little bit, and which did happen. I do want to play this clip of this dude. I don't really agree with this nigga with none of his takes on sports, but I do kind of agree with this jump with Natasha Cloud. Damn, I didn't. Oh, here we go.
I waited to talk about this because I just assumed that she was going to get picked up before training camp started. But now it looks like Natasha Cloud is out of a job at a time where her counterparts are getting paid the most money they've ever been paid before. And I do find it a little weird because while, yes, she is the most vocal person in the WNBA in terms of things like social justice and calling out Kathy when she be on bullshit, she's not the only person in the WNBA that stands up for what they believe in. I just think y'all memories are too short because less than a year ago, Napisha called Kathy a liar and outed her about that Caitlin Clark shit. But in all fairness, Napisha is one of the best basketball players in the WNBA, and Natasha Cloud Cloud, while very good, is not Napisha Collier. And see, this is the issue you run into when you try to fight against the machine within the machine, and you only average 10 points a game. Because I agree with everything Natasha Cloud stands for. But if she averaged 30, she still have a job. And again, I can't stress enough, all of the social issues that she cares about, I care about. But she was on Instagram for what felt like every single day, talking about the things in the WNBA that she didn't agree with. And these were all good things she was talking about. But I just think the people that signed the paychecks, they got tired. They got tired of hearing the truth. Let's not act like just because she was averaging 10 points that she isn't a legit hooper. Natasha Cloud is a very skilled vet, and we know that she could make it on anybody's team in the WNBA. Activism shouldn't get you fired, but when you don't own the league, they get rid of anything that they feel is bad for business. I feel like all big sports leagues need somebody like Natasha Cloud, because most of the big names are too afraid to do what she does, even if they feel like she feels. I waited to...
And you know, the crazy thing is why I feel bad for her.
Ivory.
Oh, I mean, her shit. I mean, hers ain't even like, she was speaking up on some real shit. That shit wasn't like that shit that he was doing. Like her topics and the conversations that she kind of was outspoken on. Most people who have any type of conscience or really kind of be on some super like political shit via social media, they speak out on the same thing. Like, she's never sit here and said something that millions of other people don't agree with. But just the same thing for her is, I feel like the WNBA kind of blackballing her and kind of spanking her ass right now while they got the opportunity.
Because she's talking about them too, right?
You know, she was talking about them for sure. She definitely was calling out the commissioner. But at the same, but then she was kind of really in her political bag, like calling Trump out, calling out like the bombers and the wars and all this other stuff. So realistically, this is kind of her. This is the WNBA neutering her in front of the whole entire league for them to see with. Because like, again, when she got signed to the Liberty last year, she was supposed to be the reason why realistically, if they would have stayed healthy, she was supposed to be the reason why they go back to back and win it, and they're supposed to win another championship. Like, they was geeking, like this was a big deal. The very first game against the Aces, nigga, she was the reason they beat the shit out of the Aces the first game of the season. The big game on I forgot whatever network it was on against Caitlin Clark and them. She fucking strapped Caitlin Clark up at the end of the game and won them the game.
That's the shorty, the light skin.
With the braids.
She about to go.
She ain't nobody picking her up yet. She a free agent, but you know everybody. I told you, but doing.
I thought somebody did pick her up.
No, ain't nobody pick her up yet.
You sure? I thought somebody picked her up. They sounded like on a.
No, you think about Kennedy Carter. No,
okay, that's what I'm talking about. When you said strapped up, that's what I thought.
No. The Kennedy Carter did. She did get signed to a a training camp contract to the Las Vegas Aces. They keep. I don't know how they gonna work that one out, because I do feel like a lot of people like Kennedy Carter, but I can't even see how the fuck they will. I think Dana Evans is injured. I don't see. They got too many guards already for Vegas.
So what do you mean?
How you gonna play all of them?
You don't got to play all of them.
So what, you just gonna sign her just to have her there?
Well, I think that's why she signed to a training day. I mean, she got to make the team, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, but again, I mean, just for a player like that, I feel. I mean, of course, they got her on a training day contract. I feel like she definitely kind of like too good.
When the last time she played?
She missed the season. She didn't play last season, so the last season was that rookie. The rookie season with Angel Reese in Chicago. But again, like I said, that was just something just to kind of, I wanted to put that out there because I do think Natasha Cloud, and I mean, for people, if you're a Mystics fan, she was on that championship team for the Mystics right before the pandemic. What else is going on in the world?
That's crazy. You forget they won the championship.
Black. Nigga, I feel like that whole little shit, you gotta think about it. That was a hot little, damn it, was it like a three span joint? They won the championship in Washington that time. It was it was the Mystics, the Capitals, and the Nationals.
Yeah.
All three of them won the joint like right back to back. And I feel like nobody ain't kind of realistically, that shit kind of came and went for all three of them.
Well, not the Capitals still.
They still be in it, but they ain't like, I mean, I feel like, I mean, that's the white people shit anyway, but you seen any of these videos from Coachella?
Yeah.
You seen some of the setups that some of these people had, how they were staying there?
Yeah, the camp joint.
Yeah, I sent.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you seen it.
Come to our camping setup. In the front, we have these LED solar lights that we know which car is ours. We have our shower tent first. In our shower tent, we have these little blocks, that way your feet don't get wet. Toilet, squatty potty. This is where the water comes out from the shower head. This attaches here, so it will be up. We have a light here, just in case we're taking showers in the dark. This is our water heater, just in case it is cold and we want a hot shower. These are towels, our shower stuff. And of course, in a privacy tent, this is going to be the main entrance to our setup. we have, this is our 2 doors. It says, "You're a girl boss." Bieber.
Question real quick. Would you do that?
Hell yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Like you would sleep outside in the tent to go to a concert?
Yeah, I mean, most of them are sleeping in the car and all that. Yeah, I would do it.
That's crazy.
It's on the camp. I mean, it's on the.
No,
you
I
out
mean,
in the
I
desert.
get where it's
Nigga,
at.
you know how
but
much that shit costs?
I know. That's what I never.
Yeah, I would fucking do that shit. You talking about the shit that you.
Nigga, the only person I even know who even ever thought about going to one of them shits was Tony. I don't even know. That's like he literally the only nigga I've ever heard in my life that I know could afford to go and actually thought about going.
Yeah, no, definitely, I would do it.
Yeah, I ain't know. I don't know about sleeping outside like that. Like sleeping in the car. I'm cool with sleeping in the car. That's nothing. Especially if your car got some type of space. But in the tent, like I don't know.
But you there to enjoy yourself, have a good time.
No, I get it, but I'm just thinking about nigga, like me. Let me tell y'all one thing that my biggest fear. Like, listen, I'm telling you, it's some shit that I'm scared of. I'm scared of anything outside that can bite you, and the only reason why, because I'm just scared. Like maybe because I grew up watching. I don't know how many of y'all ever seen. What's the joint with the when we was kids and the dog had rabies? I just be scared. I don't want to. Cool, yeah. I don't want. I'm be scared to get bit by anything outside that may have rabies because I don't want to have to go get no rabies shot, dog. Like that's the only thing I'm telling you. Any animals that just be outside all day long, I'm terrified of that.
I don't think
shit.
no animals will be.
How you nigga? It could be a fox, a raccoon, especially in
That
California.
stuff is gated off.
Oh, I don't know. I just seen that shit.
Yeah,
And
that shit it ain't like they're in the woods, like they're in the desert. Yeah, no, I definitely know how to do that shit.
The internet becomes a lot more fun when you realize that people are suffering from SMB. What's SMB? Social media brain. I'm gonna give you some examples of what social media brain.
I'm trying to figure out what else was. I guess we can go to Dave Chappelle real quick because Dave Chappelle was like one of those big conversational pieces. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama is leaving Netflix. I guess their little studio thing. I felt like they only put one show on this. So I didn't even know that they had a bunch of shows that people was actually watching on Netflix. So I don't necessarily know how much of a big deal this honestly is. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't know that they even had that much stuff actually on there to make it seem like, oh my God, they leaving Netflix. Let me lighten the mood up a little bit. Let me go, my man.
Bitches that get food stamps.
Man, where the bitches with the stamps at? Eggs high as a motherfucker right now. This a bitch with some food stamps that told him no, pissed him off. He went to the bitch and said, man, give me $200. I'll give you $100 right now. I can't do it. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, man. You can't give it to me. That nigga just yelled. Ain't nobody even talking about food stamps. This nigga. That bitch told him he couldn't get no food stamps. He went on Facebook, made a status. I'm done fucking with everybody. I'm always there for everybody, but as soon as I need something, they can't do it. And if you get food stamps, fuck you. That nigga look like he just go around slapping anybody that got a food stamp card. I'm curious though, what made you yell that shit out? This nigga bouncing up. Look, what I'm saying is, what happened? I knew it. Where's she at? She right there? Okay. What y'all from the east side? I know it when I see it. That nigga with his baby mama, man, he ain't get no food stamps. Y'all don't live together? No? Nigga, you need to move in. Look how she looking at him. Why would you tell him that? I was gonna give you some. Baby mama. What the fuck was that? That nigga raised his arm up and said, oh! Food stamps! I want noodles! That nigga say he tired of eating cereal with no milk.
No, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. No, I was not I wasn't a Mojo Brooks fan until he got on that Netflix shit, and then I really got hip to him when you was like, you been watching his shit. No, this nigga is so goddamn funny, dog. That nigga is my favorite. Anytime him and fucking what's my white man name that I be playing on here? Gary Owens. Them two are my favorite two niggas that do the crowd work, Joe. They are fucking hilarious, dog. Oh my God, them two niggas. And real quick, I do want to sit here and say this because y'all know I listen to the Breakfast Club every day. And I haven't hated on Jess Hilarious in a minute. So I'm just gonna sit here and say this because I've been holding this in for so fucking goddamn long. Just to me, this shit just seemed kind of crazy. And I feel like this is one of them Charlamagne just kind of force you to do some shit. I'm not buying a book from somebody who can't read, dog. And I'm sorry, like I've been sitting on this. Jess Hilarious is about to put out a book.
She's been put out a book.
No, this is her first book right now.
No, I thought she put out another one.
No, Jess Hilarious?
Yeah, with the baby daddy.
No, this is the first one right here. You just been seeing them promote it recently. It ain't came out yet. It don't come out until the 28th.
I thought she had something else. Well, maybe might be the stand up or something she was doing.
Nah,
I knew she had something
no,
else.
She had a podcast with the baby father.
Or maybe that's what I'm thinking then.
Listen to what I'm saying. Because she was on the Breakfast Club this week and she was kind of talking about how
what did that got to do with anybody?
What you mean?
Because she can't read, nigga. She not.
Listen to what I'm saying. How do that make sense to you? Like,
yes, nigga. What do you mean?
I'm not buying no fucking book from somebody who can't read themselves. How you gonna sell me something that you can't do,
nigga? People sitting here listening to you every goddamn week. Can you read good?
I'm not trying to sell them no
but
book
they still
neither.
listen. But they listening to you.
No, you're missing the point. I'm not sitting here saying people shouldn't listen to her. Even if you listen to the Breakfast Club.
That's what I'm saying. So people will. I don't, like I said, I don't think it's a book. Like what is it's a book about parenting, right?
Yeah, co-parenting. Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you buy it? I don't like. I don't get it. I was like, because she can't read. What the hell? I don't.
I feel like if you can be,
this ain't a fucking school book. Like this is
I feel like
parenting.
I hear you. I get, but
because you got writers. I mean, like it ain't like she actually wrote the book herself. You got writers.
But I feel like it's easier to sell a book if you can read. When you can't personally read yourself, it's hard to sell books, and that's where
Gucci Man can't read. He did a book. Rick Ross. You think Rick Ross can fucking read? All them people that did books.
I don't know if none of them niggas can read because I don't personally listen to them on a day-to-day basis to know if they can or they can't read. But Rick Ross got a different type of voice. Niggas want to listen to Rick Ross all the time. So Rick
that's
Ross
what I'm saying. I think, but just so even like you say, I think more so like you say, if you get the auto book, like if you listening to Just Hilarious in her voice doing the what's name, yeah, I would definitely get it.
Well, I mean, you might be different. Again, that was just me. That was just something that I've been thinking about for a minute. I've been holding it in. And the only reason what made me even really say this because I was listening to them over this week, and she was sitting here saying how the pre-orders ain't really moving like that. And then she kind of, and of course, and I'm sure Charlamagne kind of don't want to hear her say that out loud because I mean she under his jump. But I just don't think like I don't know. I mean, again, we'll see when the book come out. It come out next week. I just don't think that Just Hilarious has the audience for like. I don't think she got like she's not to me don't have the audience like, hey, go write a book. And not to be like Charlamagne, the bar is kind of half of with Charlamagne and the people he got signed to him, nigga. Fucking 2 Chainz, New York Times bestseller. Don Staley, a New York Times bestseller.
Because of their story, right? I don't think it has nothing to do with their reading. Like I said, it's what you putting in that book. Your story that you gonna tell. That's why I said I think people will get it.
I mean, we're gonna see. If y'all listen to the Breakfast Club and if you think I'm tripping, please just DM me and let me hear y'all opinion on this. I just personally, I listen to the Breakfast Club too much. Nothing about Just Hilarious make me sit here and say, I'm gonna go buy a Just Hilarious book.
What made you buy the DJ Envy book?
I didn't.
No, but I'm saying, but what will make you go buy him?
No, listen, I would have bought DJ Envy book if I didn't listen to his podcast as much as I did. I didn't like when him and his wife had their podcast together. That was in my weekly rotation. So, but to me, it was like it kind of, and maybe that was one of the reasons why they stopped doing the podcast because they wanted to sell books because they told too many stories of all of their good stories on the podcast because I'm sure when they originally started the podcast, they never thought about doing a book. So if you've been listening to, let's sit here and say they was 100-something episodes in. You kind of feel like, nigga, I already know all the stories. I already know y'all whole life story because I didn't listen to, because you got to think about it. That shit it's not, especially, and that's the tricky thing about when you do podcasts and it's not hot topic based and it's not interview guest based. It's just like your life story based. You kind of already told your story. So it's kind of like, what am I going to really get from a book? That's on. But I bought Charlamagne book because Charlamagne, his podcast is hot topic junk. So you don't know, like I bought both of his books. So his shit wasn't like, again, it wasn't at the beginning. It wasn't, you don't know his story for real. He wasn't anytime he was even doing interviews, a lot of his interviews would always end up becoming a hot topic type of interview. So it's realistically, oh, cool. Let me hear what his story is. Again, I could be tripping. Maybe Jess Hilarious got a different audience that I don't know about, but me personally, from listening to the Breakfast Club every day, even when she got a show on, or she got an episode on Thursdays on the Breakfast Club, it's called Calling Jess with, Jess Fix My Mess. Man, if you listen to it, man, I cut that shit off every Thursday because I feel like I'm losing brain cells. Like nothing, man. If you listen to the Breakfast Club and especially if you make it to Thursday and you listen to Just Fix My Mess, please tell me if I'm tripping on that or y'all agree with me. Because when I be listening to her try to give people dating advice and parenting advice, I be like, bro, this can't be serious. Like y'all, and again, and it may be an audience for that because it's people who call in every Thursday and it be different people every Thursday trying to get advice from her. So it may be people out here who can't wait for the book to come out and buy the book. I could be dead fucking wrong, but I feel like some people just be like again with Gucci Mane, like cool. The first book you do your autobiography, cool, knock yourself out. Everybody, if you're a celebrity, I'm sure you got fans, they're gonna buy the autobiography. But again, I said about Gucci Mane with the second shit, like all right, here you go home with the mental health shit. And that book ain't do as well as his first one because niggas ain't trying to hear that shit from Gucci Mane. But again, like I said, I mean, I could be tripping. We'll see. Man.
Where you can yet laugh about that Burger King commercial?
No.
No?
I'm not, because I would never laugh at that because my true, honest to true fans did not think that shit was funny.
Yeah.
The whole way that shit went down was wrong. The whole way they shot it was wrong. It was set up to make exactly what happened in the press happen like that.
You really feel that way?
Yep. And so it's still not a laughing matter to me.
Yeah.
You know, because I was deeply, deeply affected. Now, I learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
But it's not something I'm like, no, it's not fucking funny. But laugh, you motherfuckers, if you want. Still, I don't care.
I hear that.
But the bottom line is my fans were confused, the real true fans, not the people that whatever.
Dip in and dip out.
Yes, but the people was like, what's going on? And I didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
But I had bad representation, bad management.
Where you can...
Bad everything, and everybody dropped the ball. And I'm holding everything.
Yeah.
That was a learning curve, but it's still not funny.
I'm glad that you're open to this because I think that people think or have a feeling that because it has been some time, right? Because you see people like doing renditions of the song online. You see people now having in some ways having a totally different perspective on that as it's just content, but that's your life.
That doesn't feel good still.
Wow.
But I learned from it though. It doesn't feel good because I was getting clobbered for no fucking reason. But it did show me something. 1 minute people are with you and 1 minute they are not. It showed me just how fickle the game is. And it showed me exactly who my friends were.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of my so-called friends are not around anymore.
No way. Because of that?
I was like a disease to people and affiliated. So the people this is where I learned, I go where I'm celebrated at, because they would treat me like I was a disease or something.
Yeah.
So I said, I know how to do this. Thank you, Lord, for the lesson. Thank you for getting me through it. Now I know how people get down.
Yeah.
And that was the blessing in the whole thing. Just learning how fucked up and fickle people are. And one day with you, when you hot, the minute some shit happens that you can't even explain, they gone.
I'm glad to know that because sometimes you have this you without really knowing a thing, you have.
The crazy thing is, I didn't even know it was that deep.
That song was ass. That's why. Should have been a bot.
Crispy chicken.
That shit was fucking stupid.
The crazy thing is, I never heard the commercial, never seen the commercial.
I just had to swipe over and I saw it. I'm like, this shit is terrible.
But the only reason why I even know about the commercial is because, again, me listening to Ebro and them, and they always used to play it and make it a joke. So I never even, like I said, I never know that it was like that big of a deal. I feel like it's endless people who done commercials that they kind of just didn't regret. Maybe because Mary J. Blige just feel like she's a legacy act and she kind of just don't want to give people the ammo to be to play with her name and play with her like that. But I kind of get it. I do real quick. I do want to sit here and say, because I should have played this even a little bit earlier when we talking about just how people use their platforms, or sometimes when rappers don't necessarily know when it's time to kind of like switch lanes for themselves or create a new lane for themselves, because you kind of, sometimes rappers just don't want their platforms to go bad, and you kind of just still trying to figure it out. You still trying to put out music, and people never really still checking out music. So I do want to say, one, I want to give Shelly the MC a lot of credit for her to kind of sit here and say, I'm gonna fuck the music shit. I'm gonna figure out how to create content. And it took her a minute. Like, she didn't had different little steps on where she was trying to figure out how she was going to go, what she wanted to do. So now she got this new thing that she's been doing where she be talking while she's like walking and getting her exercises in. And you've seen a lot. I watch a lot of people constantly kind of like buying into her page and her platform even more now. But she's even she's a pretty girl, so she kind of already gonna get niggas in off the she got the workout clothes on, she walking, so niggas gonna be horny and watch anyway. But now I got y'all niggas watching. I'm going to sit here and talk about some real shit that niggas really need to be paying attention to. So I do want to play one of her clips of her recent jumps, but she do got a I want to say, I'm gonna go look on her page too after I play this clip, because she got a walk program that she got coming up, a walk event. So I do want to plug that as well.
McDuffie is not the reason that Empower is not running in DC no more, y'all. All of y'all keep commenting this, y'all keep sending me messages, so let's talk about it. Now we all know Empower is a rideshare app that we all done used before. It's cheaper than Lyft and Uber, but let's get into the real facts about Empower, and then I'm gonna talk to y'all about how this has nothing to do with him. So first of all, in order to have a rideshare app in DC, you have to have commercial insurance. This is gonna protect you if you get in an accident, the car hits another driver, or a driver hits you. Y'all mean to tell me y'all don't want to be protected? But let's get into the next part, the biggest part. Empower does not have background checks. In order to have a DC rideshare app, you have to have a background check on all drivers. Now we all know Empower cars be dirty. You be riding around in stinky cars. People literally made videos of them in Empower cars that was literally a hot mess. But this is about safety for women. This is also about safety for men, and also safety for y'all children. Y'all want people to get into cars with no background check? Women have been raped. Women have been sexually assaulted. Women have been going missing. And we don't even want to think about what can happen to the children that are getting in these cars just because the rides are cheaper. Now let's talk about the facts. In November 2024, there was a council member. Her name is Brianne Nadeau. Now I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but she is currently the council member of Ward 1 at the moment. She was the one who investigated this whole thing to get rid of Empower in DC. Now, outside of her being the one who initiated this citation, the entire council, the mayor of DC, and the attorney general had to stand with this law. This has nothing to do with Kenyon McDuffie, but we're going to get on that part, because I don't understand how a rideshare app is able to put his name on a notification when you try to get a ride. Something is not making sense. Now, I done did my research. Now we all know Kenyon McDuffie's opponent right now is Janice. But let me tell y'all, I did my research, and what I found out was earlier this year, Janice was endorsed by the Nadeau lady. I keep forgetting her name. Now, if all of council had to pass this law, not just one person, but the entire council had to pass this law, how is Kenyon McDuffie the only one being targeted? His biggest opponent is Janice, though, and Janice is endorsed by the lady who invested into the whole entire thing. I keep talking about, oh, Kenyon McDuffie did this. Y'all talking about what the app told y'all. Y'all don't have no receipts. Nobody knows what they're talking about. This has nothing to do with Kenyon McDuffie. But we need to understand, why is his name the only one being pulled up? Why is he the only one being targeted? Why is all the propaganda against Kenyon McDuffie when he has nothing to do with this? How you get an app to say somebody else's name? What are y'all trying to hide? Y'all gotta stop believing everything to understand how politics works and how all of these lies are being told about him. They know he's for the people, but they want us out of here. They want him out of here. And I'm telling y'all that y'all need to be aware of this, because y'all need to get outside and vote. But y'all believe in what an app told y'all. A law that was passed to protect all of us. Because if y'all found somebody out here laying in a ditch, y'all could be like, oh, well, they should have did this. And oh, she needs justice. And oh, this and oh, that. Be fucking for real. Kenyon McDuffie is
again, like I said, shout outs to Shelly. And real quick, I want to say shout outs to her, because though it's a lot of fucking rappers who be scared to figure out how to pivot. And when you can fucking find a cool way to fucking pivot and kind of just be like, fuck the music shit, because this shit is just like, it ain't going nothing for me. And I understand that, especially for men, it's always going to be hard because you got that fucking male ego and you never want to sit here and quit, or you never want to feel like niggas ain't fucking with you. I respect somebody who can find a cooler way to sit here and use their platform and pivot. And this shit probably realistically going to make her even 100 people. This shit is doing, I'm talking about ridiculous numbers. This video right here, this shit got 107,000 fucking views on the jump. And she's walking and talking about fucking politics in her actual city. Bro, that shit to me is so fucking fire, dog. Again, like I said, some niggas need to take a lot of when is it? It's called talk it, walk it. My bad. It's called a shed walk. Early bird tickets is sold out. When is this date? The date is it's this Saturday coming up. It's this Saturday, April 25th, and it starts at 9 a.m. in Washington, D.C. It's a 10,000 step. Again, it's called shed walk step. Yeah, I mean it's called shed walk. So again, like I said, this Saturday, the early bird tickets are sold out, but this Saturday at 9 a.m. Like I said, go to her page is Shelly the MC if you're trying to buy tickets. I'm sure she got tickets and the links in her bio. But again, like I said, shout out to her. Just that pivot to me is just I respect that shit a lot, because I know that shit take balls, and that shit take it takes time. It takes balls, and then you got to believe in yourself to actually even want to sit here and make that pivot. So again, like I said, shout out to Shelly for that one. What else is going on in the world? This nigga, come on.
And David got arrested, y'all. And I'm not a lawyer. And this video is going to prove why I'm not, because I have some questions about this arrest. Okay, so we all know by now, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you, that in September of 2025, the remains of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas was found in the trunk of a Tesla. That Tesla was registered to 21-year-old Singer D4VD, whose real name is David Anthony Burke. It turned out that the Tesla had been parked on a street in the Hollywood Hills, and after being left there for over a month, neighbors around the area decided to call and have it towed away. The tow people smelled a foul odor. They call LAPD, and when LAPD opened the trunk, they find the decomposed body of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas. Now, after that happens, the internet and TMZ very quickly start posting about the connection between David and Celeste. So now months have passed, and David has finally been arrested for what many people believe has been obvious from the start, that David killed Celeste. But here's where things get interesting. After David was arrested, his attorneys, Blair Burke, Marilyn Bednarski, and Regina Peter, released a statement saying, quote, "Let us be clear. The actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and he was not the cause of her death. There has been no indictment returned by any grand jury in this case and no criminal complaint filed. David has only been detained under suspicion." And LAPD has said that they will be presenting this case to the district attorney's office on Monday for filing consideration. So here's where my questions start. Follow me. There are typically, and I'm generalizing, two ways to be charged with a crime, at least in California. Option one is a grand jury indictment. So typically what happens is a crime is committed, law enforcement investigates that crime, they then present their findings to the district attorney's office, and then the DA secretly presents that case to a panel of civilian jurors, aka the grand jury. Now, keep in mind, grand jury sessions are typically done in secret, and that presentation is only the prosecutor's version of events. Defendants do not attend grand jury sessions. There's no cross-examination. It's only the side of the prosecutors saying, hey, here's our evidence, here's some testimony about the crime, and here's what we believe happened. Now, after that presentation, the grand jurors typically vote on if there's enough for a person to be charged. They say, yes, this person should be charged with X, Y, and Z, which is called a true bill, or they can say, no, this person should not be charged. And that is what's called a no bill. Now, option two on how someone can be charged with a crime is through a probable cause arrest. So this is when police are informed of a crime, and through their investigation and the evidence they collect, they are able to get a probable cause arrest warrant from a judge, which then allows them to go and arrest someone without an indictment. However, after that arrest is made, The district attorney typically has a limited amount of time to decide if they will in fact be charging that person or not. Okay, so the problem with this case is that it seems that both options were being used. Although grand jury sessions are supposed to be secret, we know that a grand jury convened back in November of 2025 on this case, and how we know that is through TMZ and all of the publicity surrounding this case. But we also know that because David's parents, as well as his younger brother, Caleb, were all subpoenaed to testify in that grand jury session. It turns out they didn't want to testify, and so they filed a writ of habeas corpus asking the state of Texas, which is where they live, to step in and deny California's subpoena of them. And since the habeas corpus filing is public, we got all the details about this grand jury session and that it was actually happening. Now, spoiler alert, there ended up being a hearing regarding that writ of habeas corpus, and California prosecutors, California law enforcement, the family members and their lawyers, and a Texas judge all attended this hearing. After everybody argued their side, the Texas judge denied the writ of habeas corpus and ordered that the family did have to fly to California to testify in this session. So I say all of that to say there was in fact a grand jury session for this case. So the question is, did the session end and there was a no bill, like the grand juror said there's not enough evidence against him? Or did the prosecutors not ask the grand jurors for an indictment because that was never really their point? Stay with me. Since grand jurors have the ability to get witnesses to testify under oath, to force documents and records to be turned over, and to basically gather almost anything else that could be relevant to a case, and because grand jury subpoenas are very hard to fight, which is evident by David's family, maybe the whole point of convening this grand jury was always just to investigate and not get an indictment. Maybe the prosecutors wanted to use the grand jury's power to get some testimony under oath, to get some records turned over, and to build their case. And then when that's done, LAPD steps in and makes the arrest under probable cause. Now, I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer, but maybe that's the point of an investigative grand jury versus a regular one. But also, isn't it weird that LAPD would say they are going to present the case to the DA on Monday for filing considerations when it's clear the DA has already had...
Again, I don't necessarily know what's about to happen to him, but I just want to sit here and say Law and Order SVU is being canceled after 28 years.
No, I thought it was still on.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, my bad. I apologize. Renewed 28 seasons. I apologize. Not, it's the, what the fuck one is
The
this?
Origin, I think one of them.
It's only been out for 5 years. I apologize. I'm glad you called me. Thank you. What is it? The organized crime. Law and Order organized crime is canceled after this season. After 5 seasons, says they're struggling to get ratings. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I didn't even know there was separate jumps. Only the Law and Order I knew was SVU. But damn, I cannot believe I was about to let this episode go without giving the volleyball nigga his credit. Oh my God, dog. This man, oh my God. Where the fuck is my girl at with her breakdown? Oh my God. What is this?
Since people
Can we talk about TMI? Hold on. I need to go Live Nation too before we get out of here. Because I hope this save my tickets. Oh, where's my come on. Damn. I gotta let her do the breakdown because she just be doing that shit too. This shit about to piss me off. I thought I sent it to myself. Damn, I can't believe I ain't. Again, for people who have, I'm trying to find this clip of the volleyball dude. For people who don't know, I can't even remember what school he went to. One of these little Southern California. Maybe she deleted her junk. But man, this nigga, yeah, she might have deleted the junk. That's why I can't find it. Man, this volleyball nigga, dog, he was so goddamn. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would cry if I played on a volleyball team and the opposite team had a super over the top flamboyant gay nigga kicking my ass. I would be sick to my stomach. I ain't gonna lie to you, and that's what that nigga was doing.
Why would you be sick to your stomach?
Nigga, you seen his celebrations?
Oh, you
man, that nigga is sassy as a bitch. Oh my God, dog. But he be dog. This nigga, I kind of wish he played basketball because the shit would even be 100 times funnier and better. Because dog, this nigga celebrations is so goddamn crazy, dog.
I didn't know that was real.
Hell yeah, it's real. Because at first, I ain't gonna lie to you, when I first seen it, I didn't know it was real neither. Because it definitely seemed like it could have been one of those I hope she ain't playing no music on hers.
These people really tell on themselves, because what do you mean? A college volleyball broadcaster said that he was shocked that a gay player hadn't been popped for his antics. Let me explain. This is Jordan Lucas, and he's recently gone viral for like a really iconic video of him playing volleyball. Let me show you.
Big t-shirt Billy.
And I believe they're taking him off the broadcast at UC Irvine. Celebrating.
Very distasteful.
He's since released.
Jordan Lucas hasn't been popped by somebody. The antics he's making out of the net, it's very distasteful.
He's since released a public apology, and I believe they're taking him off the broadcast at UC Irvine. Celebrating and talking shit in sports is very normal. You should hear the stuff that straight men be saying. So I'm very shocked that he had such a visceral reaction to like that, a little point and a little head turn. Like, it doesn't seem like it's much about the sport or being distasteful. You don't like the fact that he's gay. Like, just say it. These people really tell.
Again, shout outs to what's his my man?
A college volleyball broadcaster said that he was shocked.
Jordan K. Lucas. Shout out to Jordan K. Lucas, though. This nigga is kicking ass. But again, like I said, I mean, even the older white dude who sit here and felt some type of way, I'm sure, I mean, if you kind of look at this old white nigga, he looked like he's literally ready to like croak at any time. So I kind of get it. I do think sometimes people don't be honest about the people who play some of these sports. And let's be clear, I mean, Jordan is white as well, but just realistically, some of these things, these sports have been played by white people for millions and millions of years. So realistically, they kind of not used to people coming into their sports with any form of type of swag or any type of shit that they don't believe in. So this is probably kind of, I mean, this is kind of like a one-on-one, if I'm being honest. Like I've never seen, like, I mean, I don't watch volleyball, period. You may like, if I'm in the gym and they come on, like it's on ESPN and it's the girls playing, but I didn't even know that niggas even had a volleyball team.
Yeah, not too many do.
And that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of people, I mean,
shit, I would have played that shit if they had that shit.
I see, I didn't know, but that's my point. So
So
again, with all that being said, is I kind of like the dude saying that it seemed like
it's kind of like lacrosse.
I feel like more teams probably got lacrosse teams than they got volleyball teams.
Now,
I mean, probably now because I'm about to say shit. If you probably every school in Montgomery County, I'm sure got a lacrosse team for boys. I don't know if every school got a volleyball team for boys.
I don't think any high. I don't think any high schools got.
So that's my point.
Yeah, I don't think any. But that's what I'm saying. It's like I said, it's a thing, but I don't think because I do know, like I said, college, yes, college volleyball men. Yeah, I know.
Let's go to this lady.
My favorite Black colloquialisms is that a broken clock is right twice.
Real quick before I play this. Real quick. So people was giving Quavo some smoke for showing up at Cardi B. And shout out to Cardi B. I believe her tour date, I mean, it's over now. I think her last couple of cities was Atlanta. And she sold out all her dates. But people was upset with Quavo saying he slimy and he being shady and messy for going to Cardi B's show when she performed in Atlanta. And my only thing of it is like, why the fuck couldn't he go? Like, what would make? I don't.
It is kind of.
Nigga, some of one of her first early big songs was because of the Migos.
Yeah, but she didn't bring you out either. That's what I'm saying.
Because that probably would have been more messy. But me just being at the show and her shouting me out, like, what the fuck is messy about that?
But that's the ties between that. Now I get it. Like I said, if that you the godfather of their kids or something like that. Cool, knock yourself out. But you going there, it do look kind of way because, like I said, you're not cool.
Why does it look
you're not cool? You're not cool with Offset no more.
But do that mean me and her not cool no more? What the fuck do that mean?
But how do we know that? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I get it. Like I said, if you was always at the kids stuff and all this, boom, 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 that's Uncle, Quavo. Then cool. I don't think.
But I'm sure at one point in time that was the case.
That was the case, but then you fell out with Offset. You and Offset not talking no more. So for you to sit here, I haven't been around, and then now I show out for this. It looks away.
I mean,
and don't get me wrong.
Like the only reason why I'm gonna say it don't. To me, the reason why I disagree is because one, she still showed up at Quavo. I mean, at Takeoff funeral. She talked about about Takeoff when he passed away, and sit here and thoughts and prayers to him. Quavo, when Offset first got shot and didn't know what was going on, nigga, he put up on his social media present prayer hands. So I get, like, I understand that, yeah, we may not be in a group no more, but nigga, that we ain't beefing. I mean, we don't hate each other. Like, nigga, he just got shot. I threw up literally one of the first posts that people was talking about was Quavo putting up prayer hands for him. So if I can still put up prayer, if I still feel some type of way and I put prayer hands up for him via social media right after he gets shot, why the fuck am I supposed to be beefing? I'm home. This shit at my hometown. Everybody else can go to the concert, but I can't.
I guess this is just like the Chloe Bailey thing when she was at the Kanye West thing.
Nah, that shit is different. Because
what's the difference?
Because Kanye West actually said something about people. Did she say something about, like, I'm sure if Quavo wanted a Cardi B feature, he can get one. Like what? Like, I don't. That's what I can't. Like, I think people like motorsport at that time. Like, for Cardi B in her career, her to get on a song with Nicki Minaj and Nick and her kind of go crazy. That was a big thing for her. For the Migos to kind of put Cardi B under, like, before, I think people now you see Cardi B as Cardi B, but you got to think about it. When she first started talking to Offset, nigga, her biggest features on her early mixtapes was only Offset and the Migos. Before the rest of the industry started fucking with her, those was her big features.
Like I said, me personally, I don't have a problem with it. But like I said, people might look at it a certain way, but like, damn, you're not even talking to old boy, but you at his baby mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, people might look at it like, but that's why I said, if you Uncle Quavo and you always at the family function and all this, I don't see no, like I said, but some people will look at it like, damn, you don't even talk to that nigga, but you showing up for her shit.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. To me personally, I don't see nothing wrong with it, just because I know that they was like the people early in her career that was giving her features when the rest of the world wasn't even hip to her yet. I do want to play this clip of this. Where's this nigga from?
Charged with aggravated assault for an incident involving a student. 56-year-old Tracy Matthews was allegedly caught on camera choking a child at Wonder Junior High School. WRG's Raven Copeland has reaction from a resident who's calling for accountability.
Tracy Matthews, a teacher at Wonder Junior High School, faces an aggravated assault charge for allegedly putting his hands on a student on April 15th. West Memphis police say the confrontation started in a classroom and was caught on surveillance video. According to the police report, it all started when the student told Matthews, quote, "Bruh, I don't have a computer." Matthews then responded with, quote, "I'm not your bruh, I'm your sir." When the student said, quote, "My bad, little bruh," police say Matthews grabbed the student by his shirt and pushed him against a desk.
They're not supposed to just put their hands on the kids like that because they call him bruh. He is a bruh.
The police report shows the student then walked out and was followed by Matthews, who allegedly grabbed him by his neck, pushed him against the wall, and choked him, making it hard for him to breathe.
He shouldn't have never put his hands on a student like that, and he's a teacher too. What kind of discipline that is for the rest of the community, you know?
The student reported the incident to the principal, who then obtained surveillance video and contacted West Memphis police, who arrested Matthews. A resident who lives near the school says he wants Matthews to be held fully accountable.
And what he should do is just be fired and be put in jail for disciplining the minor. Anger should be left at home and not in the school, not in the workplace.
In a statement, the West Memphis School District says it's aware of the, quote, isolated incident and, quote, appreciates its partnership with the West Memphis Police Department, which helps contribute to the safety of all district schools. Reporting from West Memphis, Arkansas, for your news leader, Raven Copeland, WREG News Channel 3.
Now, I can tell you, we also asked the school district if Matthews is still employed at Wood Junior High School, but a spokesman for the district says he's unaware about Matthews' current employment status. Rested in charge.
All right, so I guess as a parent, and even if you was a teacher, I guess do you have two different answers, or your answer will be the same for both?
What's the
Okay, so the teacher basically choked the student out for sitting here, not really choked, but jacked him up and put him up against the wall for calling him bruh. The first time he called him bruh, he told him, "Man, I ain't no bruh." And then I guess he was trying to get him to do some work, and then the student called him little bruh. And that's when the teacher job like bugged out on him.
I think both parties are wrong.
But
both parties are wrong.
Only reason why I'm gonna say,
because like I said, me as a parent, you supposed to respect your elders.
For sure. So
and
then
if he told you to address him as sir, that's how you supposed to address him.
So then you come back the very next time, you call me little bruh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Both parties are wrong.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have let you, like I said, as a teacher, you shouldn't have let that get to you.
I get it, but at the same time, it's like, dog, when the fuck is somebody gonna sit here and say something to these kids? Like these kids just being too damn disrespectful.
You're absolutely right. Because I thought you was playing the clip. It was a dude who I think he got pulled over, and like the cop was like something. He was about to let him go. He was like, "You just got to say yes, sir." And he was like, "I'm not calling you sir," and that's when he ended up getting locked up.
Yeah, see, that shit is stupid. Like that's the shit to
And
be.
then, of course, everybody in the comments like, "Damn, what you a slave master? You want him to?" But I'm like, it's a respect thing. Like,
it's a respect
I think
thing.
y'all just put like everything has got to be a race thing.
Well,
Like,
this is two black people. This student was black and this fucking teacher was black. You keep calling a teacher bruh disrespectful, and I think it started at home. Parents ain't sitting here putting their foot down, and that's why kids are so fucking comfortable with disrespecting other adults. And I'm not mad at it. This teacher shouldn't lose his job. They was in high school.
Oh, you definitely know better.
That's not, I mean, of course, he had to be in high school because they probably would have fired him if it was a little ass kid. But you're gonna sit and keep playing with me, calling me bro. Like you know how disrespectful that is. But again, that started at home because too many parents allow their kids to talk to them like that. So if my mother and father let me call them bro, then of course when you go to school, you're gonna have that same fucking disrespectful energy to the to the teachers. You ain't got no respect for your parents. And again, like I said, this started at home. I don't know who this old man was that they had in these clips that were supposed to be a neighbor or something, but that nigga's tripping. I support the teacher on this one.
What you mean you support?
Yes,
like
for choking him out. Fuck his little ass.
Nah, you can't.
No.
You can't put your hands on.
Why not?
See, that's crazy. You will put your hands on the student, but you wouldn't sit here tackle the goddamn nigga with the gun. That's crazy.
Nigga, that's two different people, two different things.
How?
Because nigga, it is.
You go listen, but listen what you said. You will put your hands on the kid for keep calling you bro, but you wouldn't have tackled the nigga with the coming in with the gun.
Hell no.
Nigga, that's crazy.
Oh, that lady lost her job too. That's fucked up.
Ooh.
I talked to a source close to Diana. That's how I will label this source. And the source close to Diana told me that this is the source, believes it was a private investigator that took the photos of Diana and Vrabel. And the source, believes that without question, the PI was hired by Diana's husband. Again, I talked to a source close to Diana, and the source close to Diana told me, and it's what I'm not saying Diana believes this or Diana told the source. I'm just telling you, this is a source close to Diana, and I was told it was a PI and it was the husband. And apparently the source close to Diana told me that the husband has a bunch of money and this is not about money because he has plenty of it. So the source close to Diana tells me that it was a PI. It wasn't some Johnny hotel visitor with his phone out. It was a PI, and they believe, the source, that the PI was hired by Diana's husband. And the source tells me that Diana's husband doesn't need the money in a divorce because he's already loaded. So this is about more than money, according to the source. I talked to a source close to Diana. That's how I will.
I just want to sit here and say,
I don't think she should have lost her job.
Hell no, and I don't even understand what do her job got to do with what the.
No, you didn't hear them clips that she.
No, we played the clips when she was talking shit about her husband. I get that part. I understand.
But she did it a lot.
But no, that's cool. But what the fuck do her and the fucking listen to what I'm saying? A coach that literally just fucking became even worth us even having a conversation about one season. How does she lose her job for this? Like this is some super like. I don't get it. Maybe I don't understand.
She's a sports writer. She's a sports name, so I think that's conflict of interest, what the fuck is my interest? That's what I'm saying. I think
that's like a sitting here saying that a rapper was fucking with a goddamn let's just sit here and say if the Breakfast Club was just somebody else, random people was like, let's say if Lauren LaRosa was dating a fucking rapper, who the fuck would care? I don't understand what the fuck do that make sense? We live and the reason why I don't understand how she lost her job. One, because this is again, it's 2026. Who the fuck is actually even reading any of this shit that these people write up? The biggest conversations that happen in sports media is from talking head pundits. This woman just do interviews. How the fuck is this a conflict of interest? So like that's the shit.
The
That's
same
like,
way, didn't that lady from the Jaguars get in trouble about when she asked the question? I mean, when she said what she said to the coach at the end of the season. Did she get in
tell him
trouble?
to keep his head up.
Yeah, didn't she get backlash for that? So that's what
but
I'm
she
saying.
didn't lose her job for that.
She didn't. She just got
no.
backlash.
Hell, she just got backlash. Hell no, she didn't lose her goddamn job for that. Hell
But like I
no.
said, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, that
Man, that shit don't make no sense to me. Nigga, people barely I don't even dog. People are barely reading shit to any of these people who are reading sports news write-ups and articles, bro. Nobody don't give a fuck about them. They are old people that's about to go to the pastures anyway. This woman losing her job for what? Like that don't even make sense to me. Like I can understand how I can't understand it, period. Because what the fuck did she do? She's just interview people. What her fucking a coach and all she do is interview people. What's the conflict of interest? Where's the conflict at? She don't interview the same people every week.
Well, I said I think it's probably a violation. I'm pretty sure it's policies.
No,
or whatever.
I understand it's policies, but these policies don't make sense.
Hell, you're not supposed to be fraternizing in the workplace. Yes, it make. What do you mean?
I don't even. What the fuck is the workplace? Like I can see they ain't fucking in the goddamn. This is the off season.
Like I said, it'll be bad for business.
Man, that shit is stupid.
Because then now, okay, like I said, the husband got money. So now, I'm about to sue y'all because y'all the one who kept sending her to do the interviews with him and all that. And they fucking, like I said, it can get messy. I would get out of it too.
Since people are circulating screenshots of this situation with Tamara Mowry and leaving out context and trying to monetize my words without my permission while shading me, I might as well share the full story myself. Yeah, hell yeah, actually, I called out Tamara and her punk ass husband, and I would do it again if they didn't block me. And she blocked me not for bullying or dragging her the way other people were doing, calling her names and all of that. She blocked me because I responded to her scripture with a scripture. Tamara joined Threads the other day and she made her first post and people were immediately like, fuck you. To be honest, let's be real. People just don't find her to be as likable compared to her twin. She's always getting dragged on the internet. People just don't like her compared to Tia. That ain't got shit to do with me. I didn't join that part of the conversation, but what I did as an activist was remind people who she was and who her husband was before they started following her. Because what we see happening in this society, period, but especially on social media, people will start following a celebrity on a platform, hyping them up and forget they did some weird shit. And then they turn out to be weird later and everybody's like, oh, they're weird. I said, don't do that this time. Y'all know exactly who this woman and her husband are. Follow them if you want to, but remember who the fuck they are. One of the things I pointed out was the way her husband showed his ass when Trayvon Martin was killed. Not only was he constantly publicly sympathizing with George Zimmerman, but at some point he also blamed Trayvon, a child, a minor, for his own death. He was also one of the people in media, one of the white people in media, spreading the bullshit lie that George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. We are never going to let y'all forget that shit. I will forever stay on his neck and her neck for defending it. It's forever up with anybody who did some shit like that. So here is where it got interesting. When people were dragging Tamara for filth to the point that she had to delete her entire account for a day, and she deleted the original post where people were telling her to go fuck herself. She came back a day or so later, posting Bible verses like nothing was wrong. So I didn't cuss her out. I didn't drag her. You know what I did? I responded with a Bible verse. I responded with Bible verses that explicitly outlaw the behavior that her and her husband have been supporting publicly for years. See, it's funny that you left all the other comments up of people dragging you, cussing you out, calling you names and all of that, because how else would you play the victim? How else would you look like a martyr that's just fighting for your faith if you didn't let them be the bad guy? But see, it's easy to write people off when they don't share the same faith as you. But when another Christian calls you out on your behavior that does not align with the word you keep quoting, that's completely different. Leaving up all those other comments dragging you for filth and blocking me for posting an accurate Bible verse in response to yours was a deliberate choice, because you don't want people to see that narrative. You don't want them to see other Christians calling you out. You don't want people to know that what you and your husband are serving is not Christianity. It's white supremacy. Okay, so since people are circulating...
All right, my last thing before we get out of here, I do want to talk about this Ticketmaster. Matter of fact, this little nigga is funny as shit. I forgot about these. Hold on.
How you the birthday and your boyfriend beat on you? You not the birthday, you the pinata, stupid. How you the birthday?
Where's this white woman? Hold on before we go. Oh man, hold on before we get out of It was one more jump. That shit was hilarious. Damn, did I go too far? Oh, hold on, if I went too far down. It was one more of these birthday jumps, but it was this lady dragging the shit out of this white lady for trying to get into this birthday shit. Oh man, this was too funny. Where the fuck is it at? No, not that one. I don't even know where the hell I had my it was the Joan of this.
This whole you the birthday, it's not funny. I don't get.
See, that's why you're not the birthday. You're the January 6th. You're the Independence Day. You're the Columbus Day, the Doomsday, the Uninvited, the Crusades, the Apocalypse, the Dark Ages. You're Armageddon. You're Jim Crow. You're actually 9/11. You are the saxophones playing. You're the pandemic. You're the COVID-19. You are the purge. You are the funeral. It only took 1 week for y'all to get a hold of this, try to ruin it for us, and now, it's in Forbes magazine. You the birthday is in Forbes magazine. Why? Because we can't have anything separate and apart and adjacent from y'all. Goodbye.
Is this whole you the birthday? It's not funny.
I was trying to. It was a joke about these 16-year-olds in this not 16-year-old. This little girl who drank a bunch of
energy drinks.
Yeah,
they sued her.
Yeah, I thought it was a news clip to it.
She won.
She died. I don't know if her
yeah,
parents.
she died, but the parents, I think, like 300,000 or something like that. They got settlement.
300,000. That's it.
I think that's what it was. Something like that.
Oh, that's crazy. God damn, that ain't.
Or 3 mil. It was something. I know it was a 3 in it. I can't remember.
Nation, which owns Ticketmaster, was just found guilty of overcharging people for tickets and holding a monopoly. This is a big deal. This was a big, closely watched case. The verdict just came down. Jurors deliberated for several days, and the company has always denied that they're a monopoly, denied doing anything wrong, but a jury just sided with the government, and we'll see what happens next when it comes to ticket prices. Live Nation, which owns Ticketmaster.
And y'all know I was on here complaining just last. What happened?
You should go happen.
I just hope they change it just for the sport and shit. Like, I don't care about concerts. I just don't care about the.
Not gonna change.
Yeah, that shit about to blow me. Like, that shit just is so.
Because when they saying like the monopoly, they talking about like how they be having the parking and all that type of stuff. Like you holding the venues, you double in.
I thought they was talking about the bots too, though.
Yeah, the boss too, though.
Because think about even for Ticketmaster, even when we talked about last week when they do the resale on the tickets, you got to think about for them, they never used to do that. You never could go on Ticketmaster and buy resale tickets.
Yeah, you could.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was a thing. I thought it was only like SeatGeek and the other John. What was it?
I mean, you saying like people actually selling their tickets back?
Yeah. I never knew that was a thing. I only used to go to SeatGeek, so I didn't know it was anything else. What was it?
Yeah, because once the competition started doing it, you gonna do it. Now, were they the original? No, they probably wasn't the original. I think StubHub probably was the first one to come out to start doing that.
Yeah, I do hope it changed. I hope it changed at least because it's like them prices is just too crazy especially for things that they ain't got no business being that crazy for.
Because it's a service and people still paying for it, so they ain't gonna change it.
Lemon is at the center of a state investigation into the use of so-called forever chemicals. In a statement released Monday, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said his office is reviewing whether the company misled customers about the health impacts of its products, saying, quote, emerging research and consumer concerns has raised questions about the potential presence of PFAS in their clothing. PFAS have historically been used in a wide variety of textiles to make them water and stain resistant. But like their nickname suggests, forever chemicals can linger in the environment for hundreds or even thousands of years, and studies have linked them with possible adverse health effects in humans, including increased risk of certain kinds of cancers. In a statement, Lululemon said it had previously used PFAS in its durable water repellent products, but the company says it phased out use of the chemicals 3 years ago. That's part of a wider trend among big clothing brands, says Arlene Bloom, a research scientist at Berkeley who studies PFAS.
They're chemicals you don't want to use on anything unless you absolutely need them. But that doesn't mean you wear PFAS clothing and you get sick. It means that you get some exposure, which adds to all kinds of other exposures you get from, air pollution and food that might be problematic. So we're all exposed to some toxic chemicals, and we want to minimize that across the population.
Now, Bloom says a major reason clothing brands began abandoning PFAS was because of 2 state laws that went into effect in California and New York last year, banning the sale of clothing containing those forever chemicals. Vlad?
Lululemon is at the center.
Again, we here each and every Tuesday. Like, share, and subscribe. Again, I hope you got all the news that you may have needed this week. Oh, real quick before y'all roll, I do want to say it's a show on Netflix. It's called Bandit. And the reason why I kind of waited to the end of the show to talk about it, because it's not a great show. But if you watch at least, if you can make it all the way through, because again, I know some people not a fan of like shows with too many accents and stuff like that, because it kind of got like a Jamaican accent to it. Because I want to say they may be like on an island or something. I can't remember exactly where it's placed, but it's called Bandit and it's on Netflix. And if you make it past, if you can hold off on episode 1, you kind of just will get bought into the storyline. But the storyline definitely will piss you off, and the acting ain't the greatest acting. So this ain't some show that I'm kind of like hanging my hat on. But if you're just looking for something like different to watch on Netflix, I would just recommend try this Bandit, John. I believe I'm like on episode like 3 or maybe even episode 4. And when I say it pissed me off, because and I'm gonna just tell y'all just one of like the storylines. One of the brothers robbed this dude for literally like 50 bricks maybe. And he took his younger brother, I'm talking about his younger brother's in elementary school, took his younger brother with him to go sit here and pull this move. The dude started beating him up, and the younger brother shot the nigga in the face and put him in the hospital. So they got the dude for 52 bricks. The younger brother shot him. The younger brother made a fucking TikTok talking about shooting this nigga in the face. Nigga trying to play with my brother, and I shot him in the face. This is an elementary school kid. Again, then they got the sister to sit here and take the fucking 52 bricks to somewhere in the UK to try to get them off, because you couldn't get them off in the island they in, because then the dude would have known that y'all took him for his bricks. The sister get through the airport. The dogs come and search the joint. They laid it out the right way so she can get it through the airport and literally get it through customs. She got there and sit here and let a nigga take the bricks for fucking free. And he met her at a hotel, took her to the hotel like, hey, I'll come back, whatever the case may be, with the money. He took the fucking 52 bricks and didn't leave her with $1. Talking about I gotta go test it. Man, this shit pissed me off so goddamn bad. Again, it's on Netflix. It's called Bandit. If you can make it through episode 1, you'll buy into the storyline. And let's be clear, you'll be probably even fighting the urges in some of the other episodes to cut the shit off, because this is not like no show with the greatest level of acting. It's just one of them shows like like if this was back in the day and you just bought a DVD at the barbershop and you just like, man, I already spent my $10 on this shit. I'm gonna just watch it anyway because I already spent my $10 at the barbershop. Just imagine it like that. Imagine you was at the barbershop and the bootleg man came in there and he sold you a junk. You want your $10 worth. You gonna say you're gonna finish this shit. That's kind of where I felt that. It's called Bandit. It's on Netflix. Again, and it's another joint that's kind of like, I want to say in that same, like, I don't know what Netflix got going on with these UK niggas. It's a joint called 180, I believe. I started it just so I could have it in my Netflix queue, but I haven't actually watched it to even know what it's like actually about. I know that Kevin Hart got some things that's coming out this month. I mean, yeah, I want to say it's come out this month. It may come out sometime this week. I want to say Kevin Hart got something, I think, was like the Who's Next. I want to say it's like it's almost like The Voice, but it's the comedy version of it. I want to say that's what it is. And then it's also something. Oh, the Portland Trailblazers got an untold. Whatever the series is that Netflix got. Did they be doing the Lord Jones with the sports joint? Whatever. I want to say, is it the same people?
Not 30 for 30.
Is it called Untold? I think it's called Untold, ain't it?
Something like that.
Yeah, I want to say. But anyway, they got one from the Portland Trailblazers.
The Jailbirds. The Trailblazers.
It's the Portland Trailblazers got one. What is this shit? What is it called?
The Jailblazers, ain't it? When Rasheed Wallace and all them was on there.
It's called the Jailblazers?
Remember when they used to call the Trailblazers that? I thought that's what it was.
I ain't know that's what they used to call them.
Yeah, I think that's what it.
Hell no, that can't be what they used to call them.
Yeah, when they had Rasheed Wallace and all them on there.
Well, Rasheed Wallace is in this Netflix jump, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, Bonzi Wells and all them.
Yeah, it's that team. Oh, well, this Bandit shit is number 10 on Netflix. I don't know how the hell it's number 10 on Netflix. But anyway, and the other joint is called 180. I haven't watched 180 yet. But again, What's this? It's called Untold. Yeah. You're right. The Jailblazers. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Untold. It's the Untold series on Netflix. It's their little sports genre. I want to say these are the same people. If y'all watched the what's the nigga name? Lamar Odom. It's the same people who did the Lamar Odom jump. So again, it's called Untold. Damn, I did not know they used to call them niggas the Jailblazers. That's fucking crazy.
All them niggas on the same team.
Oh, and shout outs to again Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion is in a new movie on Netflix called Roommates, and I believe it is starring Adam Sandler's daughter. I didn't even know Adam Sandler had a daughter. So again, like I said, shout outs to Netflix. I mean, that's my weekly promo for Netflix this week. So again, like I said, like, share, and subscribe each and every Tuesday right back here. Again, like I said, I hope we gave you a good balance of like just what's going on in the real world and the sports and entertainment and music. Again, like I said, if you get a chance, listen to that Sexy Red. It definitely got a couple of joints on there. Still got that Boss Man D-Lo and a little bit of rotation as well. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if anything else new came out. Yeah, and I said that Fat Trill. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe each and every Tuesday. We'll be right back here. Again, hopefully, I hope your teams, whoever I don't know who everybody's favorite football team is, but the draft is on Thursday. So hopefully your team do right by the draft. I'm not a huge NFL draft watching person. I kind of don't like, I feel like football is kind of like, it'd be like 1 or 2 niggas per class, maybe 3 or 4 that really make some noise. And the rest of them shits, you kind of got to just let them play out as it goes. So again, like I said, like, share, and subscribe each and every Tuesday right back here. And I'll holler at y'all next week. YouTube channel.